what's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
We are here. I see you, so it's a good day, man. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
And I like how we both decided to go with our college attire today. Oh, interesting. Interesting choice. Huh.
You know what? It has no bearing on how I feel about the Steelers team, though.
There it is.
I just wanted to rock a hoodie, and this was laying around, and it was clean.
I like it.
Yeah, I would have no problem wearing Steelers gear today.
That's what I like to see.
No problem at all. You know how I am.
I know. I was like, oh, all right. He got his college joy. I ain't know.
Big game against UNC this week.
Let's go. I know y'all feeling fired about that one, man.
Yeah, the ACC schedule starts. But yeah, tough day yesterday for my team and both of your teams, huh?
Wow, that's crazy. We ain't even 2 minutes into the show. You already bringing that up. Wow, that's. This is a Steelers podcast. We only talk about the Steelers here, okay? I only focus on the Steelers when we're talking over here, okay?
Listen, I was disappointed in how the Bills played, too. I wanted them to beat the Ravens. I thought they were going to beat the Ravens in the second half.
Why
I
are
thought
we
the
talking
Ravens
about
were
the
going to
Bills?
fold.
We're supposed to talk about the Steelers. We're talking about the Steelers. You know what I mean? Did you see the Steelers game?
Well, this is one of those times where
no.
The Bills game actually has some bearing on the Steelers, given that they were playing the Ravens. Has some AFC North implications.
It's a Steelers picture. The Steelers. We only talk Steelers. All right? Stop it.
What happened on that trick play? That was stupid.
Hey, man. Are we talking Steelers or are we talking Bills, man? All right? That's all I know. I know Steelers. Okay?
I wanted them to beat the Ravens. It would have been nice to be the only 3-1 team in the AFC North.
No.
Well, we are the only 3-1 team. I mean, have that much more ground on all 1-3 teams.
Very
Ravens
true.
could have been 1-3 instead of 2-2.
Hey, but maybe you got a little bit of the blueprint on Baltimore. How about that? See, you never thought of it that way, did you?
What do you mean?
You got to stop the run.
We know that. I mean,
Well, there you have it.
we know that.
There you have it.
Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. We got to stop the run. And
Yeah.
maybe our run defense isn't as good as what I thought going into this Colts game.
You know what? That could be the case about multiple teams coming into this week, man. It'd be like that sometimes. But you can't overreact either. And that's the other part of it, man. But, you know, I'm here to talk Steelers, man. That's all I'm focused on Steelers, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, man. All right. It's just black and gold. A little bit of purple and gold. But that's about it.
Yeah,
You know
you
what
got
I'm
your
saying?
college hoodie on. I saw
That's about
JMU
it,
had a
man.
beatdown on Ball State.
Man, look, we just a small little university just trying to test these 1A waters and just make a little noise every week. That's it, man. We were able to go 1-0 this week, man. It was cool to see our quarterback get some more, eyes on him. So that was good. The program is, has a little buzz going on right now, man. So it was another good week. Another good week for the Dukes, man. You saw Skeens got Rookie of the Year. What about Skeens?
Did he?
Yeah, They
When
named
was
that
that
today.
announced?
That was today.
Good for him.
Yeah, so Skeens did get Rookie of the Year.
Who
Shout
was
out
that
to
guy
him.
in the chat bringing up the other dude?
I don't know.
Well, shout out to him for dropping that fake news.
Yeah, about to say,
Trying to snub Skeens, the rightful owner of the Rookie of the Year.
But I say that thing was like, boom. I was like, oh, all right. Shout out to Skeens, and I like it, baby.
Good, deserving.
Yeah.
Thought he was on pace for Cy Young midway through the season.
I thought a lot of us felt confident about him.
Yeah, had a little slip up there in the second half, but still was unreal. Under a 2 ERA, still was one of the best pitchers in the league. But to start an all-star game like that as a rookie after only, what was it?
A handful? Yeah.
10, 11 starts?
Tops.
Pretty insane. It looked like he was on for a historic rookie year. Well, I guess it is historic in a way.
I mean,
got
he did get Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
He's got the award, so he'll forever be in the history books.
They pulled it up. They said, in terms of Skeens' season this year, he had a 1.96 ERA over 23 starts with 133 innings. And, yeah, they're saying that's elite company. They said he fell 30 innings short of qualifying for the ERA title. But his 1.96 ERA was the lowest of any pitcher with at least 120 starts this season. So, some more positivity for him. Shout out to Skeens. All right.
Yeah, at least we're saving his arm.
Yeah. I mean, he had, 33.1% strikeout rate, 6.2% walk rate. Yeah, I think we like that. Pretty cool.
What's interesting about that ERA stat is there have been games where he's been pitching really good, and Pirate fans are like, yo, we got to keep pitching him for another couple innings. He's on fire. There was one where he had a no-hitter going.
And they sub out, yeah.
But what's crazy is he actually said in an interview that in that no-hitter game, and there's other games where he's pitching good, and he's actually happy when the coaches pull him because he feels gassed. And that no-hitter game was one of them. But then he'll say there's other games where he could go probably 10, 11 innings. It's all about the feeling and how you wake up. Yeah.
That's interesting, though. And it's also interesting to hear, like, the pitcher actually saying that. That'd be like a quarterback waking up and saying, hey, man, I don't have 50 passes in me today. I just got like 20. Be like, hold on, no. We need whatever's going to take today. Yeah. But shout out to the pitchers, though, man.
Is that even possible for a quarterback?
I don't know.
Like a true gunslinger?
You see what I mean? Like, but I'm like,
if you told Seven you got to throw 70, 80 passes, he'd be like, yeah, I'll do it.
But that's what I don't think I've ever heard that before either, where he's like, I won't feel it that morning.
Tua, yeah, you might have to have him on a throw count. Hey, someone like that. Kirk Cousins. They could only get up to 50.
How did Kirk do this weekend, man? I ain't even check him.
Yeah.
I ain't even check on Kirk this weekend, man. They talk about some swagging and surfing song. I don't know what's going on with my man down there in Atlanta, man. He losing his mind.
Good for him.
At least somebody has some positivity. Yeah. But, it's one of them weekends, man. It's one of them weekends. The beauty is we get another opportunity next week. And how about that? Prime time, too, at the Costa.
Yeah, it's definitely ain't the end of the world for the Steelers here. I think there's a lot of silver linings to this game.
Heck yeah.
3-1. I'll put it to you this way, too. If we go 3-1 every quarter of the season, we're in good shape.
Oh, yeah.
What would that be? That would be 12-4 for a 16-game schedule. So yeah, either 12-5 or 13-4 for a 17-game schedule. That's not half bad. That's actually better than what Deke, the Steelers homer, predicted us to go. I had us 11-6, I think. So we're on good pace.
I like it, man. I like it. Well, shoot, man. Let's go ahead and get to it. I suppose. Unless you got a Deke thought. I ain't know if you came in with anything, man. I ain't talking. I know you trying to get over here and pick with that Bill stuff, man. Listen, we Steelers. All right, it's Steelers podcast. It's black and gold. All right, singularly focused.
That game had to do with the Steelers in the AFC North. I'm sorry.
It was late. I was asleep. I don't know, bro. I ain't stay with that. After fourth.
That wasn't a good Mitch Trubisky game.
No, that's crazy. You said that. It was actually not. And he almost did a Mitch too, didn't he? I was like, hand it off.
Yeah, I was over at my buddy's house. I said to him, I think a Mitch pick is coming here.
Just hand it off.
Was it on a third down?
Yeah, just hand it off.
We knew he was going to throw it. I was like, yeah, this might be a pick. Went right through the defender's hands.
Just hand it off, bro. Just hand it off. Yep, just hand it off. But all good. We are here. And we all are growing, and that's the beauty too. I like the fact that everybody's 3-1. You know what I mean? It's just look at these cousins just going away. Just doing it at the same time. Parallel on their journeys. Yep.
As weird as it sounds, I wish the Bills were 4-0 today.
I just wish you would have said that last week.
I did.
You didn't say it like that. You said I want them to kind of be good, maybe would, but you weren't all the way on this. I want them 4-0 train and all that. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, man. I'm gonna come back to you in a couple weeks, man.
No, right. Especially with how everything played out on Sunday. Bengals got their win, Browns got a loss, so they're both sitting at 1-3. We're 3-1. I'm just licking my chops, thinking, man, even though we lost, this would be beautiful.
Is that right?
Yep, 3-1, and then everyone else in the AFC North is 1-3.
Problem is, you got overrated, washed up team. You know how that go versus the MVP 2 times. So it's tough, man.
Well,
it's tough.
Yeah, that overrated stuff might be true now.
Hey,
for the Bills.
2-time MVP, Derrick Henry on the roster. I mean, they Super Bowl favorites, baby. I ain't tripping on it. We'll bounce back. Buffalo bounce back. But Ravens, they Super Bowl favorites.
My God,
man.
Derrick Henry looked like prime Derrick Henry last night.
You see it, man? Who is ever going to stop this Ravens team now?
We will. We do well against Derrick Henry. We do well against Lamar Jackson. We'll be fine.
They're just,
we just can't be playing defense like we did yesterday. That was an abomination.
I'm sure multiple places are saying that. Trust me. That's real. You ready that happen in September, though? Get it out the way now. Get it out your system.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it. I really do think there's silver linings from that game. I'm not feeling that bad. I'm sitting there 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock yesterday calling up some of my buddies. We're hashing out some takes, giving opinions, and I was like, you know what? I actually don't feel that terrible about this right now.
There it is. There.
And we'll explain why throughout the podcast.
All right. Well, let's tap in there, man. Y'all already know the drill. See, since we lost, we ain't even got a DraftKings episode today. That's crazy, man. Jeez, maybe
they cut us off.
Nah, they cut us off, but we got them next time. But anywho, you already know how we do this thing. Drop it in the comment section where you are tuning in from. So then that way we'll give those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Jaron Pittsburgh Steelers for life from the 559 Visalia, California.
Uh-oh. I ain't even check it just yet.
I think I'd be lucky if I'm 500 this week.
Hey, man, I wasn't following it enough. I just felt like we took L's, so I just didn't feel good about my situation. I feel like if...
I definitely should have done Ravens.
Wow. Why are you like this today, Deke? Just come on, man. We just trying to vibe, man. I just want to be peaceful, all right? Just need to keep the peace. Jeez.
But, no, I feel like that was my real sentiment, though, going into Sunday night. I actually thought the Bills were going to win.
Well,
thought Josh Allen was going to outplay Lamar.
Hey, man. Every once in a while, a Joe Flacco can have a day every once in a while.
Then that trick play happened.
You know, every once in a while, it's like that, man.
A Joe Flacco day.
A Joe Flacco day. Hey, man.
For who, Lamar?
I'm just saying in general. Things that you don't expect to happen.
Oh.
We had a Joe Flacco day. Bills had the equivalent of that with the Lamar.
I was actually more surprised with how Anthony Richardson played against us for like those two series
low
than
key.
What Joe Flacco did.
Low key.
I'll be honest.
Low key. What could have been? That's. We'll get to it. We'll definitely get to it.
Rod Dollars, Youngstown, Ohio, 330. Share a line, baby.
Share a line.
Eddie Sharik from the 610 Philly, catching the podcast while rocking my 3-month-old son to sleep.
Let's go. Shout out to that dad life, man. I digs that.
Leah Warren says she's tuning in from the 254 and says, guess we're not immune to Tomlin losses this year. I was impressed with the fight back, though. Have to clean up some stuff, but here we go.
Respect. So far, we 3-1 in Tomlin games, so we hanging in there.
I was thinking this yesterday, though. Was that a Tomlin loss? I don't know if it was.
It just depends on who you ask.
I think a Tomlin loss is the game's over in the third quarter and we have no chance of coming back. The final score ends up being like 35-10.
See, I think at the way that the Tomlin losses have been
we just look inept through the whole game. I mean, we were inept for a good portion of it, both offensively and defensively. But
the way that the Tomlin games have been communicated to me is if you are supposed to be just so much better than this other team, which was the way that people talked about the Colts, and you don't go out there and win, we call those Tomlin losses. Regardless of the spread, we're just like, yo, they suck, we're great, we're supposed to beat them by 50. So when it doesn't happen, they call it a Tomlin loss. I just thought on top of that, because it was the backup quarterback, that they throw that in that category.
No,
I don't feel that way about it. But
Flacco might have made their offense better for like the long-term portion of the game. I know Richardson started off hot, but I do wonder if he stayed in there, if he would have been able to keep it up and keep everything clean. Yeah, I question that. Like I feel like it was almost the perfect combination for what the Colts needed.
It was.
Got up quick. You got the veteran in there. Flacco took care of the ball better than I think Richardson would have for the duration of the game. And we didn't play good enough. Just flat out. I don't think it was. I don't consider it a Tomlin loss with how it all played out. If
you might be the outlier. I've seen the Tomlin loss pop up multiple times, and that's why I'm like, well, we got to give them Tomlin victories, so we 3-1 in Tomlin games.
Now the way I was talking about the Colts,
that's why people have said Tomlin loss.
The spread wasn't anything crazy. The spread was 1.5.
True, but I think we all looked at the spread and said the same thing.
I know. I put a lot of money on it.
So I think
I lost a lot of money this weekend.
I think that's
Not
what
only did
pushes
the Steelers
people.
lose, I lost big too.
That's what pushes people though to the whole Tomlin loss vibe. They're like, if it's supposed to be somebody that we think is a competitive game or somebody that we think might even be better, we not tripping if we don't win it. But if we know, hey man, we're supposed to be better than this team. Yeah.
I categorize the Cardinals game last year as a Tomlin loss, the Patriots loss as a Tomlin loss.
Jags?
The Colts game as a Tomlin loss last year when we went in there. Didn't we lose like 30-6 or something like that? Something crazy. Who else?
What about was it Jags last year?
No, because the Jags were good at the time,
Okay.
and Kenny got hurt mid-game. And then maybe that Browns game where we lost to DTR.
Yeah.
That was rough. But I don't know.
Browns were a playoff team last year.
Yeah,
though.
we had a chance. Final drive. That was the first time like Kenny didn't pull through in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that one's off the list from last year. Because we were playing pretty much like Tomlin wins, like how we were doing the Tomlin wins last year to a T in that Browns game. And I thought it was going to play out the same way as all the others. Kenny, game-winning drive, ugly win. We move on to next week. But it didn't happen. So, I don't think that one was a Tomlin loss. Browns' defense was good last year, too.
You know, I don't feel like none of these are quote-unquote Tomlin
I'm
losses.
gonna say that three-game stretch of Cardinals, Patriots, Colts, those were Tomlin losses to me. Just with how flat we played. Patriots were terrible. Colts, like, we just got absolutely dominated against them.
Who was the one?
Cardinals.
It was early in the year last year was it after Vegas?
That was Texans game.
Texans, yeah.
Yeah, that might be in there, too.
I was going to say, because at the time, they weren't viewed like how they were viewed at the end of the season.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. At least in this Colts game versus that Texans game last year, game was over, third quarter. Texans just kept the momentum rolling. Like, we had a little bit of a chance, but then got stomped in the third quarter on that. I think it was a fourth down try.
Yeah,
and then Texans just lit us up a couple more times on defense, and we ended up losing by like 20 or something like that. At least in this, like, we fought back. We had a chance. Down 3, 2 minutes left, final drive.
Yeah,
like, you got to tip your cap to that. So I'm not saying Tomlin lost.
There we go. I like it, man.
Not. Yeah.
You know how I feel about him, so I'm with you, man.
It was a tough loss.
It
was a tough loss, tough game, but I like the fight, and I like the fact that we still had a chance with us shooting ourselves in the foot so many times.
Yeah.
And playing bad. Like, we played bad, and we still almost had a chance to almost won the game. Like, that's the silver lining I'm talking about. It's pretty crazy.
Just respect on that. Respect.
Like, that didn't happen. I can't remember a time that it really happened at all these last couple years where we really played that bad. We really shot ourselves in the foot because the results would be like that Texans game or the Colts game last year where it's just over in the third quarter. We lost by 20-something.
What do you think was the difference then?
Fields. I mean, Fields was awesome. Fields was awesome in that second half. Fields with the 3 touchdowns in those 3 series brought us back. I was just disappointed in the defense, though. Really disappointed in the defense. But that was I would say that was a huge difference in Fields and how he played. Like, he played awesome.
Respect.
Let's see here.
I like it, man. I like what you had, Deke.
What's up?
No, I'm saying in general. Like, I like how you viewing it, man. I ain't know your energy. I know your energy. We get it here, man. I just look on social media on occasion. I see some people be like, "Yo, top lost." They be hype. Like, all right, is that the vibe? All right, then you come like, I like to just see where you going with it, man.
Yeah. Richard Arbizo from the 310 says Tomlin kept us in this game. If anything, LOL. I don't know.
I'm listening.
Clock management and the challenges.
Who'd you say this was from?
Still not great.
Who'd
Richard Arbiza.
Bro, I do not see that joint at all.
I don't know why we challenged that one. It was a clear catch as soon as they showed the replay. And then there's always just some clock management stuff I always question late in the games. Like, why are we taking the time out here? Like, this isn't adding up. Why are we running the ball, wasting 30 seconds? Just pass it. We gained 4 yards, but the clock is the thing that's against us right now. But ultimately, those things didn't kill us. But I could see in another game, another scenario where you look back on decisions like that and be like, man, this kind of cost us. It didn't in this case, though.
I think Tomlin did his day, man. Was he perfect? Nah, I think a lot of the dudes out there weren't perfect either. But I guess if we highlight the clock management situation and we highlight that as his negatives, I would also have to highlight the fact that he trusted Justin Fields, trusted Arthur Smith, has coached up the offense, defense, special teams enough to valiantly fight back, be more motivated, show more effort, and fight in the second half than in the first half. Make little adjustments as well from a defensive standpoint, along with actually, like I said, getting stops in the second half, scoring on offense. Yeah, they could go both ways. Yeah, so I could dig it. I could dig it.
Oh yeah, no doubt he gets credit for
I'm like,
keeping it
I
close.
just look at it both ways, man. Yeah.
I think you can critique our start, definitely. I think you can critique some of the lapses on defense in the second half when the offense finally started to get it going. The defense couldn't get off the field on third down. So, I mean, you blame the players, blame Tomlin, whatever. I mean, I do think we tightened up in the second half, though.
Yeah.
And then we ultimately did get that final stop to give the offense the ball back for that final drive. So you got to give credit there, too. I mean, overall, I think Tomlin, he tried to make the most of a bad situation. And this is why I'm not categorizing it as a Tomlin loss, because in the past, these last 2 years, a game like this, it'd be over in the third quarter. And you would just be like, wow, that was just such a terrible loss. We look like the worst team in the league.
I could dig that. Yeah, I guess
this one gave me hope.
Yeah, I look at it like this. Because I know some people will say, oh, man, the team was flat. I didn't get that they were flat. That was not my perception of it. I just felt like we had some untimely or just bad time misses from a defensive standpoint, and some mental errors as well that led to touchdowns.
Like some of the stuff that the players are doing, you can't be putting on Tom.
Right, I'm like, we could put that on coaches if we want to, but you could rep it 1,000 times in practice. If the guy gets in there and blows it, whether that is the call, pre-snap, post-snap, offense and defense, really nothing you're gonna be able to do about that outside of holding the player accountable, reprimanding them, or what? You're going to bench them. With some of the players that we're talking about that did have some of the issues that I saw on tape, it's like, man, these dudes are the same guys that were making plays for us also. Same guys that low-key could have even had even more impact, man. But, that's how I look at it. I think, like, all of these guys had a hand in it, man. But just like you said, man, there's a lot of positive in this still, though.
I think how the chat is categorizing it might be fair. They say it's a Deke loss. Mike T says that. Jay Mood says that. That might be fair. I think every time I'm shit talking the team the way that I did the Colts, and I put some money, like some big time money on the game, and I'm like, this is an investment. I'm just gonna be doubling my money here. We lose.
No, don't put that on yourself, Deke.
No, every time that happens, we lose.
Don't
every
put that
time
on
that
you, bro.
happens.
Don't put that on you, man.
I think it's only happened 2 times to that degree, where it's that combination of me talking some shit, me saying like,
Hey,
this team's no good. This is the
Hey.
perfect matchup for us. But then also putting the money on.
He said
Whenever you combine those two,
that's the double.
it's
The
a Deke
double.
loss.
So if you just did money and no talk is okay, or
Right.
talk and no money,
Right.
but both.
Yep.
I like
A
it.
Deke defeat.
Hey, shout
A
out to the
Deke
homie
downfall.
Deke. Deke said, bro, I'll be self-aware. I'm not leaving a stone unturned. He said, what did I do wrong? Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, I think the Texans game was the only one I did that last year.
You know what, Deke? I follow suit because you.
No, I did it in the Cardinals game too.
Uh-oh.
So you know what? There
Uh-oh.
you go.
Respect.
There you go. That's 0-3 in
Deke,
games that I've done
Deke, it's all right, Deke. I let us down too, because I should have definitely talked more about Dayo Adeyingbo. That's the other pass rusher that had the multiple sacks, crushed Justin Fields on the first one. They called it
that.
back.
I still don't even know who he is.
Exactly, man. But I should
Nor
have
do I
talked
care.
about him more, because just like Kwity Paye, he was also coming off of a 8-sack-ish season, and I didn't think that he was going to have that type of success against us, but obviously he did. So that's my fault. I should have talked about him a little bit. I talked about it a lot too late too, though. So, but yeah, that was on me. So we both are at fault, man. We'll bounce back next week. Deke gonna be better. I'll be better. Y'all be better too. Okay, we're all gonna hold ourselves accountable.
I might not be, because Cowboys at home Sunday night. After a loss like that, I think we're going to be coming out guns blazing.
Let's go.
I think the energy is going to be high.
I like it.
But yeah, we'll wait till we get there for the Thursday pod.
Any health concerns?
Not if Justin Fields is playing like that.
All right.
Because the defense should bounce back. They should. We hopefully can return to some sort of mean, because if we were super high those first 3 weeks, I think this got to be the worst it's going to be this season. I'd like to think. I would like to think. Because defense, I think we're healthy on defense, right? It's the O-line that we're really banged up with.
Because they said James Daniels got the torn Achilles now, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. The O-line's. But that's why I brought up if Justin Fields is playing like that, I think we can manage. Hopefully Sam Alu's back. Yeah, we're just going to have to deal with McCormick or Spencer Anderson at right guard. We could always trade for Dotson.
I thought you don't want to give up assets, though.
Huh? Who said that? I mean, we've been talking about trading for a receiver.
But we've been kind of backing off of it, too, because we don't want to mess up what we got. We like the flow. We got to give up something to get him, though.
I just know he's a good right guard. I know he knows how to play that position.
What would you be willing to give up for? If they say, we want a receiver. Because our receivers out here in L.A. are hurt. And he's already our second. He's a second contract guy already, so I need somebody that's, worth it.
They could take Skoranek.
See, you trying to hustle somebody, man.
Honestly, yeah, something like a second-round pick. Because we could have Dotson then long-term because he just signed that deal.
Yeah.
We move off of Daniels after this offseason.
Like, unfortunately, have to give up something.
Yeah,
nice,
with
man.
him getting that Achilles, if we brought in Dotson's the guy going forward.
Okay.
Bring him back. Bring back the old 6'9"er. I don't think anyone took his number. Still there.
For sure.
It's retired. Unofficially retired.
Let's go.
All right, I'll say. Actually, I'm done with the shout-outs.
But I thought it was over here on the supers, man. I didn't click the button over here. My bad. Yeah. Hey, shout out to y'all that's rocking with us today. Hit that like button one time for the culture. Don't forget to subscribe.
Richard Arbiza said, a team loss. Can't blame coach or anyone else or anyone alone.
Yeah. I would agree. Multiple factors, man. Like I said, there are some parts where we can talk Coach Tomlin. Like you said, some of the clock management.
But that didn't cost us. It didn't cost us at all because we ended up scoring touchdowns on those plays.
The decision to punt versus kicking a field goal on the opening possession. I think we were around the 40-ish.
Would that have been like almost a 60?
Yeah.
Okay.
Indoor bars, the way we've been using
How about Broderick just don't get a penalty there?
Well, that as well. And we understand that refereeing is going to happen. You can have some calls go your way, some not go your way. But, I get that part. If they wanted to bring up, the Colts being more aggressive early on in the game, you could put that on coaching as well, sure. And then in terms of the players, it was blame to go around, whether we talking quarterback at times, receivers at times, O-line at times, D-line at times. Unfortunately, my linebackers at times, inside and out. And then my secondary, across the board, everybody had some issues. I think the only one might have been Boz.
Special teams was good.
I think that's the
Waitman
only part.
Punted well.
He punted
Calvin
well.
Austin, nice little
big return. Flipped the field for us. And Boz hit on all his. So yeah.
Danny Smith.
Shout out to Danny, man. Hey,
unscathed.
Shout out to Danny Smith, man. So I'm like, that might have been the best element, but we did have a penalty up there. Remember, I think it was JPJ had the hold on the punt return that we had. I want to say we fair caught it, but we ended up getting a holding penalty on it. Other than that, because that was the drive where we marched all the way down, and that wasn't when we turned it up. That was the drive we ended up starting like our own 5 or 3 or something like that. It had the long march, and then it fell a little bit short.
That was early in the game? Was
it
the Pickens fumble?
Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, what happened? I was like, why didn't we score? We marched. That's what it was, the Pickens play. Yeah, but that was all in that same drive. Yeah.
Pickens got to get his act together.
But he balled, though.
I know.
It's the craziest thing.
No, I think we just got to accept where he is right now. You're not a franchise receiver.
He's young.
You're Martavis to me right now.
Oh.
Not AB.
God. Oh.
Which is fine. I loved Martavis, because he would make up for some of the easy drops because he would ball out. He would make some game-breaking plays. You're just like, all right, that's Martavis. You're going to get to go with the bat. Almost like JPJ with some of the holdings and the pass interferences.
So I heard
AB.
I heard you say Martavis with some of the drops. Are you implying that the GP has some drops?
I dropped a wide open touchdown. Great play by Fields. What do you mean? I'm just telling the truth. Great play by Fields. Tight window throw. Got to catch it. Luckily, that didn't cost us because we scored a little bit after. But as I said with Tomlin and some of the clock management stuff and the challenge stuff, there will be a game at some point where we look back and be like, that did cost us.
Yeah.
Catch the ball. He's too lax, man. He's not buttoned up. He's
My
not
man
detailed.
say, yo, you too cool out there.
But you're
for us,
awesome
man.
because you still had 7 receptions, 100-something yards, and helped us get back in that game.
Bro, he's a problem on the field, but
you're not AB.
He's young,
You're
man.
not AB. AB, we don't even have to question any of that stuff.
To me, I just think that this is youth. With AB, especially 2014 and that run, he's mature. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, that's 4 or 5 years in for this dude, and he understands like all the details and what it takes to do that each and every time. Whereas I just think for GP, I just think he's just young, man. That like as I continue to watch him, I'm like, yo, he's like a kid. Not in a negative way, but just a kid, man. And I think that's what drives us. That's because it's like, yo, you're not supposed to be that good and still kind of be youngish or showing young guy mistakes on the field. But I just think, man, we're going to live with it, and hopefully he learns from these shortcomings because he's nice as heck. And you see, and this is what I was alluding to earlier when I said, man, yeah, when some of these issues happen, you can drill it till the cows come home. But outside of reprimanding this individual, talking to him, yo, we not about to pull him off the field. So
fine him, right?
Right. So I'm like, it's certain things you could do, but that's, it gets messy at times when you start doing that. So that's the part for me where I'm just looking at him saying, we're hoping that the youth continues to, get away of it turns to get out of his game, because I do agree he is very chill in certain situations. And yeah, it did cost us, but he's still very, very talented though. And Maximus,
that fumble definitely did. We could have scored a touchdown there easily.
And Maximus, I'm not referring to GP simply in the number, right? Because you're talking about Justin Jefferson being a younger player in terms of his age. I'm talking about maturity on the football field. He's doing young guy stuff, man. And he technically is a young guy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I mean like that, not in the sense of like, yo, number wise, oh, this kid is youngest on the field. Nah, it's not like the Juju where Juju was like a baby out there. But he's doing young guy stuff, man. And I just think for him, man, he just, give him some time. Give him some time. But I'm just glad that he still is able to produce in a big way while we are kind of dealing with the rockiness of, the young guy stuff.
Yeah, hopefully it takes as a learning lesson.
Yeah. Did you initially think that sideline catch that they ruled incomplete was a completion?
I thought it was a catch.
Okay, good. Because I was like, yo, I felt like it was a catch when I first watched it, but I instantly had the PTSD from last year in zone play where he like did it get. I was like, yo.
Yeah, I mean, it was close.
I was like, no, I know he got these
feet in. It goes back to
right.
him being lax.
Yeah, I was like, I know he got him in right. I think he did. Oh, yeah.
Is it sad that some of these like freshman receivers at Alabama
Don't you do
and Ohio
that.
State
The
are probably more mature than
17-year-old,
Pickens?
I was about to say Ryan Williams. Except, did you see his? Yeah, he was pretty funny. I don't know if you saw when he changed his social media account too for a little while after the big performance, man.
No, I didn't see.
Shout out to Atlanta. All right, shout out to the Falcons. Shout out to Vic. Yeah. I ain't gonna go there with you. We'll do it later.
What's that have to do?
We'll do it later. I'll tell you later. We'll do it later.
What is because the defenders like hit into each other, like the Vic play, the Vikings. Whenever the Vikings defenders hit into each other.
I got you later. Trust me. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah. I said we'll put it out there like
he
that.
did that.
I got you later, man. Because
Ryan Williams trained his
you ain't get it, bro. You ain't get it, man. It's all good, baby. Okay. It's all good.
Okay. We got. So is he mature?
On the field, yes. Off the field, I was like, it's the reason why he changed it. Okay. It's the reason why if you go out there right now, it's no longer that.
That's he changed it back to
okay, that's all I'm going to tell you. All right, so that lets you kind of know that, yeah, it was funny in the moment, depending on who you ask, but I could understand why it was frowned upon by others and why you got to change it up out of there.
Okay. I think I get it.
What, in UGA, they're the Bulldogs, right? Yeah.
I see.
The profile pic wasn't cool. I was like,
AJ Martinez says, we have a great team, but who's going to lead us on the field when the darkness comes? 3 is on the sideline. Coach T ain't on the field in pads.
Well, I felt like offensively, Justin Fields, I thought he did a great job, especially in that second half. That's part of what we all want to see. When adversity hits, are you going to revert back to Chicago, or are you going to be what we're hoping you can be, which is a game changer, a guy that can elevate when the O-line isn't really creating a lot of movement for Najee or Cordell Patterson, to have a sustainable day on the ground, can you be the guy that rises above it? When, they're giving you a ton of zone concepts, which the Colts were doing, if that first window isn't open, can you buy enough time to hit a GP streaking down the middle of the field? Can you buy enough time to hit a Calvin Austin sitting down in between the cover two defenders? He's showing that he could and that he did. And for me, man, I think that that's leadership. I think that that's what we want when you're talking about the quarterback position. That's why, when you talk about him being the 11th overall pick when he was drafted, that was what the expectation or the hopes were, that he could do what we just saw him do on a consistent basis. And we're seeing it. Luckily for us, this is that, multiple years of the struggles. I think we are getting a more matured, a more battle-tested version of Justin Fields, who is very smart with his decision-making. There was a couple of throws that he did make that I liked, that I thought were situationally aggressive and at the right time to be aggressive. But then there were also some throws that I could see him thinking about making that he actually did not make. And Deke, I think we were all happy, because I don't think it would have been the result that we would have wanted it to be. But
Dude, he does not put the ball in harm's way at all, really.
I'm watching him. I'm like, I see what he's looking at, because we talk about what's the intent. And it's like, he's thinking about it, and he's like, no, Cordell Patterson here. I'm thinking about it. No, Najee here. And I'm like, yo, that's all I want, man. Make a good decision. If it's not there, cool. Bump it. Next play. It's zone. Take what they give you. Next play. That's, when I think of the great quarterbacks, like, not only can they push it downfield, we know you can do that, but can you take what the defense gives you? When they're just giving you that, take that. And then when it's time to get the dagger, when it's time to get aggressive, then show me you could do that. But don't just be greedy. Don't just, be reckless for the sake of, the clock and, how much time, just got to push right now. It's like, nah, you got time. To me, I think that's leadership. And I think that the team rallied around that. Now, defensively, different convo, right? Different convo. I'll just leave it at that right now. But I think offensively, Justin Fields is providing a certain level of leadership and a certain level of trust. And I think as a whole, the team is going to believe in him even more so because of how he performed in that second half and his ability to galvanize the troops and be the guy that not only was, doing it from a body language or communication standpoint, but also from a production standpoint. 3 touchdowns, right? 300 yards through the air, 50 on the ground. First time in Steelers history a quarterback has ever done that. Talk about a multi-touchdown game. Yeah, I know we ain't had one of them in forever. So, to me, man, I look at that and I say, man, that's where your leadership is going to start to come from, man. Typically, you want your quarterback to be the guy producing, be your best player. Right now, he's playing like that. So, I'm like, I think that's my leader. That's my leader.
Yeah, even though we lost, even though he didn't close it out at the end, I thought he took another step up in my book.
I would agree.
Elevated again, went up another level, because we talked about the first 2 weeks. Fields just don't lose us the game.
Mm-hmm.
Manage the game. Convert on third downs. Make the splash plays when the time's needed. Pick your spots. But ultimately, just don't lose us the game. The defense is balling out right now. This was supposed to be Russ's offense anyway, so we're just trying to make this work here. And he did that. I think he checked off those with flying colors those first 2 weeks. Played good. I think he, as I said at the time, continued to earn an opportunity. Week 3, tough game at home. Chargers against 2-0. 2-0 Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Harbaugh-led team. Everything's going good for the most part with the offense. And I think Fields, that was his best game yet. But I think the next step was, we asked after that game, all right, what does it look like whenever things are going bad and we're down double digits in the second half? How do you respond to that? Because the offense was humming against the Chargers for the most part. I mean, he did have some nice responses. Yeah. Whenever Herbert scored in the first quarter, it was like, okay, we're down 7-0. What do you do, Fields? And had a nice series, went 8 for 8, scored a touchdown. But then after that, Herbert gets hurt in the second half and everything. I still think it was a big win for Fields, big win for the Steelers. I mean, obviously, the way we were reacting to it, I think it was justified. Yeah. But I think there was still more to see from Fields. How does he react in a situation that we just saw play out against the Colts? And he was awesome. He was, I think he even rose above my expectation, anyone's expectation. Did anyone think we would be there end of the game with how the defense was playing and everything, where Fields was gonna 3 series in a row score 3 touchdowns like that. Was it 3 series in a row? Or was there? I mean, he scored on 3 series, 3 touchdowns late in that second half, and like they were gotta have it drives, because if we didn't score there, the game was gonna be over. We were gonna lose.
I mean, low key, it felt like, because we had the end of the half field goal, then we had the touchdown by him. Flacco had the touchdown. Then we came back with the Fields TD run. Matt Gay had the field goal. Then we scored that last touchdown with Move. So it was back. But it was they had that one
they
like
kept
score.
Yeah, they kept responding. Our defense couldn't get off the field.
Yeah.
So shout out to Fields, man. Like, that was really impressive. I still think there is something to be said for closing out that game, but that snap didn't do him or the offense any favors either. We wouldn't have even been in that situation if Fields hadn't played like he did in the second half.
Yeah.
But that was another step up in my book. That was another level up where I think we could trust the dude if we're down double digits to rally the troops and bring us back in the game, as long as the defense can tighten up. And what's crazy about that game, and that's what I'm saying, like, I think Fields even went above expectations, or even rose above even that, because the defense didn't tighten up and we needed him to continue to score, as opposed to just, okay, we need this one touchdown
get to
here.
This number and
defense is
going
going to get the stop. We get it back, then we get a field goal or something.
It felt like that up until that Flacco to Ogletree touchdown. It felt like, they're stuck right at this number, and now we're about to go ahead and take the lead or tie it, and it was like, dang. That was a touchdown right there that hurt us.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
Yeah. Shout out to Fields, man. Like I said, I like what I saw from him, man. I think that I learned more about him this game than I did last game. Last game was cool, but I told you, for the people that weren't going to be believers of Fields, what they would point to is how that second half played out once Herbert got hurt. And it just felt like, there wasn't going to be enough information acquired because you weren't pushed. You weren't.
He still did everything he needed to do and was asked to do. And I think even above, because some of those throws were crazy. The one across the middle was to Calvin Austin was insane.
I'll say this. So, difference, though, last week, like I said, not a lot of information when you're not having to feel the pressure of the opponent's best player still being out there, because obviously we know Herbert got hurt. But then you take it to this week, and it's like, all right, not only are we starting in a chaotic manner where they got these points, but they still are scoring a little bit in the second half. For us to see Fields, or at least for me to see Fields, be able to weather the storm first half, have a lot of success in the second half, and then in the midst of having some negativity, because we also remember where we're in field goal range, spins out, fumble, loses it. It doesn't kill us because defense stepped up, though, forced the field goal. They missed the field goal. We come back, and now we get ahead, and we went ahead and scored. But to me, it was good to even see that in the moment of not just team adversity, him as an individual having adversity. Because as the team, we're all down, and we know that the first half wasn't exclusively on Fields or exclusively on one player. It was a collective. So when you get in that second half, and now it's like, dang, I got me something that I'm responsible for. I was eager to see, man, are you going to go and come back your next series and you're pressing and you're trying too hard and now you make a bad situation worse? Or are you going to go in the tank? Or are you going to respond in a way that, would make us all feel good? And I felt like that's what he did, when you could see him literally coming right back like, all right, that was the mistake. All right, bet. I ain't tripping no more. Like, let's go. Let's go. And then again and again, over and over and over. Heck, even with the chaos of that end of the game snap situation, it's like, man, he still, I want to say it was the next play.
Najee needs to get out of bounds.
We would agree with that as well. But I would also say this. It's just, I can look at whether we say coaching or more accountability. But that happened a couple weeks ago with GP, and we all laughed it off and said, oh, well, he got out. Everything worked out. No harm, no foul. All I say is little things become big things. It was no harm, no foul because he luckily stepped out by accident, and we gave us enough time to kick a field goal. This time, Najee didn't get out. It wasn't luckiness. Now, granted, I know the first I'm talking about George Pickens, this one Najee, but as a whole, it's just understanding the situation. Those 2-3 yards are not worth those 2 to 3 seconds or the clock actually being running. You got to get out of bounds, and it was a good call because you're going backwards. They're not stopping the clock if you're going backwards, going out of bounds. You have to be going forward to be getting the stop, to get the clock stopped. So it was a good call. But I look at that type of stuff. I look at the little things that we've been able to get away with at times because we were winning, and we just all like, oh, swipe it under the rug. And it's like, man, we've had blown coverages before in games, and we've been able to get away with it. This week versus Joe Flacco, he took advantage of every blown coverage that we had. Talk about some of these near miss opportunities, and that was the one thing too. Because speaking of JPJ, man, I know some people are gonna say he played bad. I'm like, man, that dude had a chance to have 2 picks. One the first play of the game, the other in the end zone. I'm like, oh, but it's a game of inches. And that's how it goes. So look at, like, when I look at this thing, I'm just like, man, it's frustrating because I feel like, it was certain things that we could have avoided. But at the same time, I look at it as like, at least we're getting that realization at this stage. That you're not going to be able to come in here and spot teams' points. You're not going to be able to come here and have turnovers. You can't come in here and not play your best each and every week. It doesn't matter what the records are, and they know that.
I told you about that media stuff.
Yeah.
Can't be listening to that.
Should have had 2 picks, bro.
Nick Saban,
He
what's
should
it
have
called?
had 2
Rat
picks,
poison?
man. It's rat poison. He should have had 2 picks, bro. Instead, we was
No more podcasts, no more
we had a way
media.
different day, man. It was a way different day.
Stop listening to first take.
2 of them things, though, bro. Should have had 2. I was like, oh.
That needs to be the regimen.
Give him a chance to bounce back.
Sound like
though.
an old man, but I'm just
Hey.
trying to help the squad out.
Another great opportunity this week coming up, though.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I heard
this
CD
week.
coming to town. Hey,
We'll
now.
be fine this week.
Hey, now. But I would also say it wasn't just on him.
Who? I'm not talking about JP.
yeah,
I'm talking about the whole team.
That's what I was
the
saying.
whole defense.
I was saying it was just on him, bro. It was
the
just
whole
on him.
defense was
Yeah.
terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And then the offense, actually, I think Fields was the most steady thing on offense, really, because
would agree.
first half we were moving the ball. I mean, it wasn't his fault. Pickens fumbled. It wasn't his fault.
You know who else?
Broderick Jones had the unnecessary roughness. That's 10 points right there.
But
It could have been
time out.
17-10 for the most first
Shout
half.
out to Move too. Give Move some love. I thought Move was doing his thing out there.
Playing good.
Yeah, I thought he looked good.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think
feel
you're
like he
right.
did a good. I felt like he had a good game. I thought Calvin Austin also showed up. In terms of being like consistent players, because obviously we know with Najee, there were certain parts
Man.
where it was like we wanted more, but at the same time, I went back, watched it a couple of times. I'm trying to figure out where you want his help to come from.
I think it's
It's the way
I
that
think
they
it's,
play him versus Cordell
I was gonna
Patterson or
say,
Jalen
I
Warren.
think it's the
that
thing when
simple.
Najee's just on the field.
Yes.
It gets predictable at times because I don't think they worry about him as much in the passing game.
They don't. They try to dress
And
it
then they just
up.
pack the box.
So this is the thing. They try to dress it up and use multiple personnel groupings. The problem is the 2 injuries that they had. Jalen Warren not being out there and then Cordell Patterson getting hurt. That changed
Yeah,
the
Patterson, I think we just would have rolled with him the rest of the game.
So yes and no. Let me explain. That series was looking good because the defense weren't playing Cordell the way that they played Najee. But the reason why you rotate both of those guys is because not everybody can do the Najee thing, the pattern over and over and over and over and over, which we've already seen multiple times with multiple running backs. But the thing that hurt Najee more so in this game is typically when he's having the most success running that ball downhill, man, we have the exotic group of him, Cordell, or him and Jalen with 3 tight ends, and you're like, but it's like a weird formation. It looks like nickel. It'll look like we in a passing set, but we got big body guys out there, and it makes you have to just adjust weirdly to it. With Cordell not out there, with Jalen not available, that doesn't scare people anymore because those are the guys that are the legitimate pass catchers. So now you're looking at this group where it's Najee out there, you got Connor, Muth, Darnell, and they're either putting Van Jefferson out there or GP out there. And you just say to yourself, man, if I'm playing this as a defense, who am I worried about beating me as a receiver? Just GP. I know Naj can't give me that. If Jalen is out there with Naj or Cordell's out there with Naj, I have to play that very differently. So watching on tape, they just started to run blitz it every time Najee was out there. And the flip side was the drive when Cordell had that success over and over and over, they actually were playing 2 hot looks because they were anticipating play action pass or more pass concepts. And once again, though, he gets hurt and we got to go back to being a little bit more limited. That's when we saw Justin Fields really just starting to just take over and use his legs a little bit more, which I do like. But I'm like, we need an additional piece in that sense for what we're trying to do with Arthur Smith's offense if we want to have that run game being what it is. Because otherwise, our O-line is not going – this group right here, they're not the group that is going to just drive guys off the ball like that. We got multiple backups, young guys out there. It looked like that. Very different than if that's Seyu Malu, James Daniels. Very different. So with that, we got to dress it up a little bit more. But that's hard to do on the fly while these injuries are happening in stadium. It's like, bro, we trying to win a game.
Yeah, I just think that's the stuff the Cordell Patterson or Jalen Warren bring to the table, as opposed to a Najee.
No.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough because you appreciate the things that Najee does, like some of the stuff in the second half. But I think he's just such a. It's almost like when the offense is cooking, when we got our groove and everything. That's when you want him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he's a really good momentum player.
Yeah.
When you're trying to start something up, I think it's tough.
I just think it's tough to run the ball when you don't have a ton of movement up front. And
I don't think the line's helping for sure. But
I was speaking specifically on this game, just because we've seen Najee have good performances this season, but specifically this game, 13 carries, 19 yards. But as I'm watching it multiple times, you look at the O-line on the run plays, and my thing is when he's been out there, where are the holes at? I see not just guys having stalemates, because stalemates happen. Cool. It's the missed blocks, and it's not just one player. If it was just, the backup guard, cool, we highlight him. But it's this guard, this tackle, that tight end, this tight end. It's like, man, but we only holler at Naj. I'm like, bro, that ain't on him.
I think that's like, it's not on him, but I do think a part of that is because he's on the field. And
the teams are going to play it more aggressive.
So what do you do about that?
Well, I say if your responsibility is to go block this linebacker, don't allow Zaire Franklin to cross your face when you're the tight end, and all you got to do is go at him right now. Instead, you wait a second, he shoots the gap, and now he's hitting Najee in the face. Or he's hitting Justin Fields in the face. All right? I look at that. I say, man, when we're calling this play and you're pulling the rail, man, don't have the vision of, I'm going to miss this guy to go get that guy. Dude's right here. You run by, who you think he going to hit? Do with the ball. I'm talking about that. That's stuff I'm just like, yo, we got to be better with the execution of the blocking in those instances if we want Najee to be successful. Because Najee isn't a guy that, everything's blocked up. Just put your foot in the ground, run all the way over here, and then take off. We can say Jalen Warren can do that, but let's be real. That's not happening every single play. And the flip side also to the Jalen Warrens and to the Cordell Pattersons is the availability element of it. And that's the other part. It's like, Najee wasn't supposed to be the only back out there.
Yeah,
that wasn't the design. That wasn't the plan.
Yeah,
but them dudes aren't available.
I feel like if it was Patterson healthy, though, you gotta stick with that.
Yeah,
throughout the game.
But you got to be healthy.
What was working on the ground? Yeah, and he's not healthy. That's the problem.
Jalen,
I was loving how Patterson was running.
We don't want Jalen Warren out there as well, but you have to be healthy, and that's why we say your best ability at times is your availability. Those dudes are better running the football downfield in space. Yes. Those dudes are better receiving threats. Yes. But they're not more available than Najee. And that's the issue that we go keep running into right now, Phil.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Which is crazy because neither one of those guys are even taking all the touches right now.
No, but Patterson was on that series.
He looked good.
Couldn't hold up.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Yeah, I mean, I think he would have went off for a record day. Didn't he have like 45 yards just in that series?
He did. My only concern would have been, I don't think the Colts would have continued to play him the way that they were. Kind of what I was talking about, just playing the percentages. It's a higher percentage of pass, typically, if Cordell's out there or if Warren is out there. Whereas when Najee's out there, it's like run. So I just think, if he's having that type of success, they weren't going to keep sitting in that too high look, play a pass. They was eventually going to come up out of it, and now it would have been on us offensively.
It would
have been on us offensively to take advantage of it. But I think that would have been the next adjustment because, he was gashing them. But we were also playing 13 personnel. We went one back, which was Cordell, and we had tight ends on the field, and they were kind of like, no, we think you're going to throw the ball. And in turn, we like, nope, we're running it. Instead of this being Najee, it's Cordell. That's it. So we're still trying to do the exact same thing. It's just how they decided to play him versus Najee, which is smart by them. But that's why I would have wanted to see if they made that adjustment, what would we have done next?
Sure. Let's go. UW says, riddle me this, Moats. How does a team add young talent like Skeens and yet still find a way to have the exact same record 2 years in a row?
Team, it's team game, man. Team game. All right. We got Skeens, rookie of the year too. Make sure you say that, rookie of the year. All right. But
Pirates are trash.
all right, man. I just they're about a year away. About a year away, man.
The hitting was terrible this year.
This was about a year away. I felt like we were better at moments this year. It felt a lot better this year. Maybe we were just louder, but it felt like we feel like we have a piece right now. Like we have a cornerstone of the franchise. That's the guy right there. So I think that's a positive, right? You ain't buying it?
I mean, yeah, they should be better next year. They should have been better than what they were this year. It's the Pirates, man. Like it's dismal. There's not much hope. We should probably just trade Skeens now.
Don't you do that, man. Why you being so negative, man?
Nah,
Don't
it's
be
just
negative.
the truth with the Pirates.
We got us one of them ones, man. We got us one of them ones.
As long as Bob Nutting's owning this team, I wouldn't get your hopes up. Bear Pod says 2-1 on the road, 3-1. Just keep the fight up.
Hey, man, 3-1 through the first 4 games. We doing right what we need to be doing, baby. Heck yeah.
Joe Gerbis says, this is my last super until we win again. I bet my house's first mortgage and put my lunch money on a 17-leg parlay.
A 17-legger. Whew.
The Steelers lost. They sold. Love the show.
No, respect to Joe, man. Shout out to you, man. Hopefully you have a better weekend next weekend than this past weekend, man. 17 parlay, man. I like your energy. But yeah, man. Steelers did not take care of business, unfortunately.
Let's get you Dub says, but hey, shout out to the White Sox for record-breaking 121 losses in a year and still won't even get a top 10 draft pick.
Yeah, how does that work?
They might have traded it or something. I don't know.
Was that like the
maybe they did a pick swap.
There's something like that, yeah.
Mike Hood watched the All-22 and sheesh, that line came in cold and took way too long to warm up.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of MAs across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Salute the chat and Mr. Moats and Digler. Let's go. First fourth of the season done. 3-1.
No, facts on that. And yeah, I thought that they were getting after us in the trenches offensively and defense. Especially in the first half, I felt like it was the Chargers. To say why I felt watching that Chargers game to start it off, that's kind of how I felt about this one. Started off with how they were a little bit more aggressive, man. But I do like the fact that we were able to respond and finally match that physicality, man. But yeah, that's going to be what we deal with a lot. Teams are going to come in juiced and jacked up for, physicality, because that's all people are going to be hearing about is how physical we are, how tough this defense is, man, how well we run the ball, how tough we are to play against. So we're going to get teams jacked up, ready to be ultra physical. I mean, I told you EJ Speed and Zaire Franklin, even watching them on tape, I said, man, them dudes typically aren't the ultra physical type. They're good players, productive players, but that's typically not, the game that they play. Whereas yesterday, you see them like, oh, he's like, y'all hitting people, like y'all trying to make like y'all really want to be physical today for 4 quarters, which was a little bit of a surprise. But to me, that's what you're going to face when you're facing the Steelers, man. Teams are going to bring that, and I think it's on us to not just match it early, but to do it for 4 quarters.
Let's get Dub. I missed the lack of injuries we had last year.
Yeah, I can say that.
I don't know. We were really banged up on defense last year.
Yeah, I feel like
maybe he's talking about offensively,
line. Yeah, because offensive line-wise, I mean, we hadn't had any injuries for 2 seasons in a row. It was like we had the same starting unit. Yeah,
I think that's true.
It was almost 3. The only
outside
switch was Chooks. Yeah.
Let's get you Dub says Ryan Williams is a special kind of elite, especially after changing his profile pic to Vic holding a dog. Oh, so that's the extra detail of the
yeah. That's I ain't want I ain't want to leave that. I ain't want to put that out there for the internet. At least we're an hour in, so it's hopefully get buried in there somewhere. But yeah.
Greg Yeager, piggybacking off of our Najee conversation, he says we still paying Najee.
I mean, to me, yesterday's performance doesn't change how I look at him, because I know what Najee is, and I know also who he needs to be out there for him to be his best self. that doesn't change how I view him, based off of yesterday's performance. My flip side is, who are you going to put out there to be your starter since you wouldn't want to pay Najee? Or not saying that you wouldn't, but if somebody were to not want to pay Najee yesterday, Cordell was done, right? Warren wasn't available. Would it have been Champlin?
Where's that Georgia running back
You catch
on
what
our
I'm
practice
saying?
squad?
Like
Edwards, right?
We go bring up all these other
I'd
people.
probably grab him.
You know what I mean? We bring up these other people, throw them out there. But I'm like, until I see people consistently do what Najee has done for 3, now going on his 4th year, yeah, I'm cool. I need to see it, man, because I know how this is going to end. It's going to end with a 1,000-yard season. It's going to end with him pass blocking like he's supposed to. It's going to end with him getting a couple more of them stiff army things. Yeah, and him continuing to be the heart and soul in terms of that physicality and the true, like, I feel like the identity when we talk about offensively. Like, he's the guy that's the thumper for us, man. So, yeah, that has not changed for me, man.
I think yesterday's the example, though, of why you don't want to pay him like $10 million.
Okay.
I feel like you're always going to need or want a compliment with him.
I would say, I think yesterday was more so a reflection of why you invested what you did in the offensive line. And when you don't have those assets available to you, the negative impact it can have not just on your running game, but also on your quarterback, and make him have to do some pretty heroic stuff. Thank God it was, Justin Fields out there, because we know if it's a less than quarterback or less mobile quarterbacks, that's a way different outcome.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with Najee?
Because
I feel like if you have a really nice offensive line, you could just do the plug-and-play thing.
Yeah, but if you have the nice offensive line, you're going to get the guy that's been doing 1,000 yards and producing.
I know. I just don't want to pay him $10 million. That's really it.
Fair enough. Like I said, we could go the route of not paying him or others, but yesterday, and this isn't the first time, it's like, yo, who are your options?
We got nothing right now. I mean, but that wasn't the plan with Patterson and Warren getting hurt. And that's the good thing about Najee. But
we say the same thing every year.
What does the availability necessarily get you?
Has he not given you
does
1,000
that get you
yards?
the $10 million?
Has he not given you 1,000 yards every season?
Yeah, but
has he not been a consistent contributor on the offense from running the ball every season?
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish there weren't as many like caveats and little things surrounding him, though, where you can just have a running back out there, and it's not about like momentum, game flow, teams stacking the box, selling out on the run, or he could be better in the pass. Like there's just, I just think he needs a compliment with Najee. I think your offense needs a compliment. Like Najee being out there 100% of the time, you're gonna get games like this.
Okay.
As opposed to if you can mix in a Patterson, mix in a Warren, provide that spark, and then you throw Najee back in there in the third quarter, fourth quarter when your offense is rolling, then he'll close it out. I just don't think that's worth $10 million plus. That's not a Saquon Barkley type of running back, Derrick Henry type of running back to me. It's a quality running back that is doing positive things for your team that I think you value, just not to that level. That's my point, because I would rather just split it then. I'd rather split the 10, give 5-6 to Najee, give whatever 5 to Jalen, Pat, whoever your second running back is for the long term.
I like what Najee brings.
I do too.
I love his availability. Is all I'm saying. Check him out. With Warren, I love him. I'm a fan. Cordell, I'm a fan. I like what they do. I just don't think either one of them are going to give you the desired results that you think we would get with them being the main feature.
That's what I'm talking about. Compliment. I mean, both they got to complement each other. Because up to this point with the unavailability with Patterson or Jalen Warren, I'm not giving them big time running back money either.
Okay. But I'm just saying, out of the group, the most consistent guy has been Najee.
Is that worth $10+ million to you though?
I just asked, what would we have looked like these past 3 years if he wasn't available to us? I think we're a lot worse of a team.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I think there were other factors at play with our offense and stuff, like because there were times he wasn't playing good, particularly in the first half of some of these seasons.
Listen, that's why we're not saying he's a great running back. I'm just saying he's a really good running back, though. Saquon's a great back. McCaffrey's a great back. Kamara's a great back. No, he's a really good back, though. And I think that we're not just replacing that like how we just casually think that we are, from my eyes, unless we invest another high-end piece via draft to get him. I just think the mindset is like, oh yeah, let's get another draft deal. We'll just get this 4th round. We'll just get this. And it's like, no, I don't agree with that. Ball security, availability, consistency, blocking assignments, actually producing on multiple seasons, and being able to do it when they know you about to every time he on the field, they know he about to get killed, and he still somehow, some way. It's like, yeah, I don't think that's something that just, oh yeah, anybody could do that. Nah.
I'm not necessarily saying that, but I just don't know if it's worth $10 million, like Saquon Barkley type of money, $10 million plus.
Well, wow. So we'll see what he is in the offseason, because they ain't about to pay him right now, no how.
No, yeah, it doesn't matter. And here's the thing, Najee, I'm sure he's going to age out this season well. He's going to be really solid late months of the season, like, and almost even just like he was in this Colts game. Whenever our offense started rolling, it started opening up. We had momentum. Najee was nice down the stretch for us.
Yeah,
he was. I mean, there are things he brings to the table.
How do we feel about the screenplay?
Yeah.
Was that not an explosive field flipping? We want to see it. I know we're gonna say
I think he had
Jalen Warren would have scored.
He had 50 yards catching.
Yeah, I say because I know that's gonna be the rebuttal. Jalen Warren would have scored, or Cordell might have scored. It's like, yeah, but they weren't available. He was out there. He actually made the play. So I'm saying, it's like, yo, I see the areas where he's improved. I'm like, we won't get in that always with him.
Let's get you dubbed. Not Broderick Jones replying to people on Twitter.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, telling people if they think they could do it better, why don't they show?
Oh, no. We there? We can't. No, Broderick. Don't be there just yet, baby. Don't be there just yet. Get it. No. It's too early for that, Broderick. It's too early for that.
No, those are good replies. Those are harmless replies.
It's too early for you.
That.
You don't need to be replying to them just yet. Is what I'm saying, man. It's week 4, bro.
Yeah, just don't reply.
It's way too early for that.
These
man.
are harmless replies. These are good. I like that. That's a classic one. You think you could do better? Let me see it.
Listen, man. Because what you're doing, though, you're letting them know we got you a little bit. You responded. You might not have headshot this, but you responded. You could. That's like when you say, "I don't even care what you saying." Well, if you didn't care, you would never said it. You would just kept moving about your business. I don't know. I ain't worried about you. All right, why you said that? So that's all.
Well, what did I just say about 30 minutes ago? Stay off social media.
But it was all harmless replies, though. He won't beat nobody. I'm gonna beat you up right there. No. I'm in bed with your chick. Yeah, you know.
No, nothing like that.
So shout out. He's also young. It's what?
Just stay off social media, though. What good's that doing you?
Yeah.
It's doing you no good.
It feels good in the moment, but yeah, as a whole, that ain't about to help you out. It doesn't hurt you, but it doesn't help you either. But
so obviously, Broderick's on there. He's listening to some of the good stuff we're talking about.
That's what I would hope.
No, I'm saying like leading up to this week, or like whenever he's playing good. I'm saying that's no good for you either.
Just
stay off Twitter.
Yeah,
just
poison, man.
Just lock in. Yeah, no matter whether it's good or bad, just stay off social media. You know what you got to do.
And I'll say too, with his performance, man, another up and down day. I love his fight, but I don't know. It's just weird. Some of the stuff, man, that's like negative. I'm just like, yo, it's hard to like consistently place it on him, but it pops up. Like, I know he has a great kick slide. He's ultra athletic, but I'm watching the dude line up outside of him and blow past him and crush Justin Fields. I'm just like, bro, you're better than that. But then I see him like crush a dude. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know, bro. I think he's just youth, man. I'm throwing it in the youth category.
AJ Martinez, the team is leaking oil. Stop making faces and yelling. Fix it. Damn it. LOL, we are not what I thought we were. We are going to be sputtering for a while. Just win, baby. Mr. Davis. LOL. I love our guys.
I see you, AJ. How'd you feel about it?
What?
Though we're going to be, he said what? We're not what we thought we were, and we're going to be sputtering for a while.
Yeah, we're not going to. I don't think we're going to be sputtering for a while.
Okay, I was like, just that specific part.
That was a wake-up call game. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a different story. Dallas at home, Sunday Night Football.
Come on, man. No Michael Parsons.
Is he out?
He got the high ankle.
Okay.
He ain't Justin Herbert. Them two totally different positions, man. Yeah. I think DeMarcus Lawrence also got to check with him.
I think the energy's going to be there. We're gonna
They say
respond.
Snoop gonna be in the joint, man. They say Snoop Dogg supposed to be there, man.
You mean one of the fakest Steelers fans out there?
They got him on.
I
They was
saw
doing the
that.
Sunday. I was like, oh, all right. Jeez, talk crazy about it, there, Snoop.
I bet you there's a picture out there of him wearing a Cowboys jersey.
Dude, this picture been a Rams. We saw him. Was it the Chargers? We was out there. Was it the Chargers game or the Rams game? We was out there. We
Yeah.
see. Yeah, he put. Like, bruh, what is this? Yeah. What at the Chargers? Because it was Herbert. Yeah. I was like, yo, come on, bro.
He was in the Chargers uniform against the Steelers.
Was it?
You might be right.
I was about to say, I feel like it was the game that we went to out there.
You might be right.
And I remember saying, I was like, bro, what is this? You with the wrong team. It's us.
He's
Shout out to
definitely
Snoop.
wore Raiders jerseys before.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Raiders.
Rams for
You're right
certain.
with the LA
he
stuff.
definitely wore the Rams stuff. Yeah. That's why I just be like, I don't know, man. Shout out to Snoop though, bro.
I think he does like the Steelers the best,
I would agree.
but
Steelers and Lakers are like his favorites.
you gotta
But
pick
he has
one team.
he has
man.
a lot of just got a lot of teams he be rocking with it be seeming like. But he gonna be there, bro. So we definitely gonna show up, man.
You can relate, huh?
Wow. That's cool.
Snoop, your favorite celeb fan.
I just see a lot of similarities between us. You know what I'm saying? Like he likes the kids in the community. I like kids in the community. He, you know what I'm saying, multiple squad. I like multiple squad. I ain't wrong with that, man. Just, you know, hey, he like the Lakers too. I like the Lakers, you know. Yeah, shout out to Bron. Yeah. Bron and Bronny. Let me try and include both of them now. Yeah. Let's get a little father-son picture today, too.
T Star says, could you do an updated film review on Najee? Because I don't know, bro. I be seeing a whole to run through. I could be tripping, but it's T Star F.
Oh, T Star F. Okay. Because I'd be saying it the same way you said. Yeah. For his name, T Star F. So this is my thing. And I'll be fully transparent about the film sessions. I very well could come up here and drop a tape where it's going to show why Najee does not have the holes. I don't do it because I don't want it to show the guys that are getting beat or the guys that are missing their blocks, because I feel like it's going to expose them in a way that just could reflect negatively on them. And I don't want to be the guy doing that, because it's different if it's, you know, a fan or like media seeing stuff like that. It's, you know, it's a little bit removed. Whereas if I'm saying, it's like, yeah, man, you actually know some of this. So if you're saying it has to have some type of validity, I just don't want to put that out there or have it misinterpreted as that. So that's why I win it. But for certain, just in this game that we just saw, it's multiple times while I'm watching him getting hit in the backfield or hit right at the line of scrimmage, and I'm going back and rewinding the tape and saying, where did this guy come from? And then I'm looking and saying, who was supposed to block that guy? And I'm saying to myself, well, number one, how did you miss that? Or number two, how did you allow that guy to beat you like that? That's what I'm seeing a lot of. I haven't seen a lot of these. Oh, it's all right there, man. Cover. Nah, I haven't seen that. I said, not saying that he played perfect. Not saying that it was a perfect. Oh, Najee. But let's not, from my perspective, I just don't want it to be on this. Oh, Najee can't see. Najee's tripping. It's like after the injury started, bro, it wasn't a ton of movement up front. The best little drive we had was with Cordell Patterson, but that was more so because the Colts took a defender out the box. And now we had the numbers. Outside of that, it wasn't a ton of movement. It wasn't a ton of space. It was, we're going to run these doubles and pray that that backside guy make that block, or pray that this guy can get over here and make that block. And yeah, that wasn't always happening like it needed to be happening. So that's, like I said, for me, well, I'm not going to put that out there, but the tape is the tape. It's multiple guys. Multiple. On the offense line and in that tight end room.
Hollywood 931. Joe Brady tried to kill your boy, Moats.
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. I feel like a lot of teams do that, though. It's weird. I mean, I've seen even us do it at times. We're having like a rhythm offensively. Movement, and then you want to get aggressive for a shot. But instead of just a traditional shot, you almost get too cute and overthink it. And it's like, bro, we don't have to go trick play to get the shot. Yeah, you're having success. Take the shot out the regular offense, you know? Even though you still want your guy to throw the football, still, just regular offense play. Who else did that? Let's see. I've seen Brock Purdy had one of them. Bro, it was somebody that we just played did that.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. I was like, yo, who we just, yeah. But even with that, it was like, yo, for them it was a little bit different because they was, I don't think they was moving at all on that time. But I don't know, man. Just seeing teams like get too cute at times. Like, yo, you don't need to do that, man. But then when it works, obviously everybody's over here saying, oh, man, it's a great play. So, you know how it goes.
Tito, good vibes. Shout out to all the GOATs and Steeler Nation. Salute.
Tito. Shout out to you, Tito. Always appreciate you rocking out with me, man. Let's get it. And if y'all digging what we're doing today, man, hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Alex Nunez says we're going 3-14 now. Fire Omar, Tomlin, and the Rooneys.
What's so negative, Alex? What's so negative? Or maybe that's just good luck. Speaks bad and then the reverse happens.
Yeah, he's got to be trolling.
Yeah.
Autumn McCaddy, hey, Deke and Moats. Justin Fields was not the problem yesterday.
Talk your talk.
Thought he played fantastic. If not for Pickens' fumble inside the 5, we might have won.
Fair. I didn't want to just put it on that, but fair.
Yeah, the Broderick penalty too. I mean, that's 3 points. I don't think Boz is missing that.
We had a missed interception in the end zone. That would have took points certainly off of the board as well. We had some, it's like that.
I just liked our fight. I liked how we came back with us shooting ourselves in the foot and playing terrible for the majority of the game.
Yeah.
Tons of fun. I stopped watching after the first quarter. I knew we weren't going to win. That's not in our winning formula. I remember Canada saying something similar. This offense isn't built for comebacks. This offense with Arthur Smith and Fields is, though.
You say, yo, we got new characters in this offense, man. Last year ain't this year. He's saying, man, all right, we got some guys.
Still got to close. That's the thing. You got to close, but we're 4 weeks in with Fields as our new quarterback.
Yeah. You sold?
You got to close that. Like at some point, if we're in another situation, like you got to close one of those. But I mean, I'm more
like so
impressed.
Far, so
with,
good.
Yeah, I'm more impressed with Fields
Gotcha.
than I was even last week in this loss.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think for me, the more information, the more I get a chance to see him, the more confidence I have in him. I don't know if that or what that accounts to in the big picture of things, but it's just like, because what I'm saying is, if Russ were to come back and be practicing all this week, what does that change for me is what I'm trying to figure out. What does that change for you? You know what I mean?
I'm rocking with Fields.
You see what I mean? Like,
we're sticking with Fields.
Yeah, I'm still like back and forth with it because I'm seeing even more that I am intrigued by with Fields. But at the same time, I still want to see that.
What do you do? Russ is healthy.
Hey, look, I'm glad I'm not in the position to make that decision. All right. Yeah, because
I mean, you know where I'm at.
I already know where you at. Heck yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
I said, Russ, you're out with a calf injury. The whole season. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just like, ooh, because I am very intrigued with what I'm seeing with Fields. And I'm like, we're getting to that weird part of, all right, I only got a couple of weeks before I got to get to that point of we locked in now. But at the same time, I'm like, I kind of like what I'm seeing. So I don't want to rock it too much. If this is how we flow on offense, team looks good, like singular voice, we're solid. Yes, Russ, I still think is going to come in and play well, but it's just a change. And anytime you have change, you're going to have a natural ripple effect of that. Now, is that worth it? I don't know just yet. I'm still back and forth. That's why I'm like, I would definitely need to see the practice. I need to see the practice, man.
That's the thing. I just think Fields is playing like damn good. He's
He
playing.
is.
I don't know exactly what all the other quarterbacks are in their stats across the board, but it
balling,
feels like
man.
he's playing like a top 12 type of quarterback right now, top 15, top 12, maybe even top 10. He's playing like really good. And I think the thing with him versus Russ, especially at this point, we're 4 games in, we still haven't seen Russ in a Steeler uniform. Whereas we've got to see, I think, 4 like solid performances where Fields has improved and developed in each and every game.
Yeah.
And we're at this point after 4 weeks, and I'm sitting here impressed. Like I think he's played really good, and I'm talking about him playing like a top 12 quarterback. I don't think that's something you just sub out like that. You got to stick with him, I think. Hell, even if the game didn't finish out how it did, I was like, roll with Fields for another week because I think he deserved a
How he's playing.
hiccup type of game. But with how it went in the second half, it actually was a huge positive game for Fields. Not positive for the team we lost, but for Fields.
He started making play. He was like, yo, let me show y'all what's up real quick. Yeah.
I think that only bought him more time.
Yeah.
More opportunities.
I feel like it's a good problem still to have. It's a good problem to have. But, oof, I'm just like, yo, I'm intrigued.
Because he
I'm
Fields
getting
showed
really
some of that
intrigued,
clutch
man.
stuff too,
Yep.
being down double digits.
That was the thing for me. I wanted to see that fight. And then after that fumble, I'm like, yo, how do you respond to that?
Yeah.
And he responded, bro.
I do think there is something to be said for closing, though, too. Like,
I would
ultimately, we
agree
did
as
have
well.
the ball, 2 minutes, down 3,
And
close that out.
And Deke, I think you would say the same. Russ, to me, has the same effect that when we see Ben in a game late like that. We always feel like, yo, this dude has historically
if that's
closed
Mahomes,
it out,
if
man.
that's Ben, there's no question we're at least getting a field goal there, right?
It's
There's
like,
no question.
you know how many times we watch Russ put them, and you're like, bro, there's no way. Yep, here you go again. He done that. 7. How many times? He can't do it. Yep, here you go again. He done that. Yeah, that's about all. I'm just like,
the snap didn't help him, though.
I would
That
agree.
snap screwed us.
It's a lot going on with this snap stuff, man. This has been happening every week. We said it was her big the
That's
first
crazy.
time.
It happened on the first play, too, where Fields tripped over Frazier.
Yeah,
What the hell was that?
So who Fields took the blame on the mic, but you watch the tape and it looks a little janky because it's multiple people that aren't ready.
I think there's a third guy.
Yeah,
that we could put the blame on, right?
It's multiple.
The guard that's signaling to Frazier.
So you
Is
got
that McCormick?
You got McCormick tapping Frazier, and then he's still looking around. You got Frazier doing this weird hand signal pre and behind his back. You got Broderick as the snap was about to happen, trying to get Spencer Anderson's attention, asking him something. And I'm just like, and then Fields is looking off like, oh my gosh, it's a lot going on in the play, bro. I don't know who's at fault. I see the foot. Phil said it was him because he did the foot and forgot, but I'm like, McCormick is tapping here and he's still just looking around as the ball snapped. Broderick's over. They got to get it fixed, bro. They got to get that fixed. Yeah,
it's a shame.
Yeah, cost us. But this is not the first time. Like you said, we've been seeing this pop up, and this is one of those things where it's like, yo, let's put that to bed at least. Let's get rid of that issue and find a new issue, man, because we literally been seeing QB center exchange stuff.
That's like elementary shit, too.
Bro, day one, rec ball. Come on, man. Whether we under the center or in the gun, come on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. But, yeah, that didn't help our cause in coming back in that final drive, for sure.
But shout out to Phils. He did say it was on him, though. I did like that. I was
Frazier
like, you know
wasn't
what?
taking any blame. I know that.
Chill. Phil said, yo, I put my foot up. I would have taken another peek. It's on me. I'm looking at that tape. I'm like, Phils, I hear what you saying, but the evidence ain't adding up, bro. All right. I don't know.
Frazier said, I got the signal. Snapped it. I don't know what happened after that.
Bro, I'm looking at Frazier, and I got to go back because I needed to figure out some info on him. I'm like, man, on that play and just that play, you doing this behind the back, boss. I'm like, all these other snaps, I'll be seeing you do that. The next snap, you ain't do that at all. Next snap, tap, boom, no. So I'm like, I don't know what it just looked like. It was off, man. A lot of chatter happening before that play. But on the flip side, defensively, that final touchdown, the Ogletree touchdown, same thing's happening on defense. Everybody is on the same page except 2 people. And you see them pre-snap kind of looking around, trying to get info, talking, ball snap. And you look at where the ball is thrown and caught and ran in for the touchdown. It's like, yeah, man, y'all 2 were the guys that, we're supposed to be in that zone right there, man, to go ahead and make that play. So, yeah, offensively and defensively, young guys, we got to get on the same page with our communication, man.
John Rice has paid JF now and go get a wide receiver too. Crazy, some fans are saying JF is trash.
Ooh. Shout out to John Wright, first off, for your 20th super, man. We definitely appreciate you supporting the channel like you do, man. From the heart, means a lot to us. Number one, I would agree with you. Justville is not trash. I definitely did not leave yesterday's game with that feeling. In fact, everything that I've seen from him this year has been the opposite of trash. So shout out to, I guess, our perspectives on it, right? And then in terms of going to get him a wide receiver too, I'm not tripping. I thought Calvin did well. I thought Van did enough. I thought Move did well. But once again, I will say this though.
Darnell Washington.
Shout out to Darnell as well. I'll just say, if we are going to exclusively use Najee, then yes, we do need another playmaker out there, because that will at least make them have to take a guy off the box. Right now, because we're operating out of 13 personnel, even though GP is out there, they look and say, man, corner, safety, y'all handle that. We can single out the rest of these dudes. Or just play zone concepts to the rest of it. So I feel like that is why you see the production with the tight ends, but it's not explosive in the sense of down the grass pass. It's explosive in the sense of Darnell Washington has to do what? Stiff arm a guy, jump over a guy, and now that's the wild play. But that's not enough to make a defense say, let me take this guy out the box. That's going to be the coach saying, yo, we just got to tackle better. Tackle to catch, it's a different conversation. So, once again, if it is a situation where it is going to be just a Najee out there, then yeah, we would. But hopefully we'll see what's going on with Roman Wilson. We know he's getting the young guy treatment right now. So we haven't had a chance to see him. He was another, non-available. But hopefully, if like I said, depending on also what's going on, if Jalen Warren is back next week, if Cordell Patterson's back next week, then I don't think it's as big of an issue. But yeah, if those guys are going to miss time or miss multiple weeks, then it's like, yeah, you might want to think about bringing something else in here because that will help us in terms of getting one of those safeties out the box. Because right now, they're just saying, bro, we just got to worry about GP. These tight ends are good, but they're not great. And they don't fear, outside of Muth, they're not fearing those dudes like that. And I don't blame them, but at the same time, it makes Darnell have to be that type of playmaker. It's going to make Muth have to be that type of like, give me volume, give me action for the offense to be efficient enough out of this if we don't have a Cordell and a Jalen Warren.
I think that's an interesting way to look at it. I was going to say, based off how Fields is playing, it doesn't feel like we're lacking in like an explosive standpoint or like from a weapon standpoint. If Fields is playing like that, dude had 300 yards passing, 50 on the ground. What was our total offense? It was probably close to 400 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we still don't feel like we got that main target. But Muth, I think that was Muth's best game yet. So he was showing that he could be the number 2. Pickens, Muth. But you're still waiting for that consistency from Calvin Austin. I know he made some nice catches late in the game. Obviously, the punt return. Van Jefferson had a nice catch. But in terms of a guy that you could count on getting like 4 or 5 catches, 60, 70 yards across from Pickens, we still don't have that yet. But again, if Fields is playing like that, I ain't stressing. I think if we're winning games, Fields continues to play like this, we don't have to press for the trade. I still don't think it hurts us.
I think it puts still more pressure on Fields if he has to do what he did in the second half every week. How much of that was just simply rhythm, pocket, release, everybody doing everybody winning when they're supposed to win? You had to see some of the, extend this a little bit, get up out that pocket a little bit, make some quick decisions with your legs, throwing pass. I just think that's.
I think Cordell Patterson honestly would help because we used him in the passing game against the Chargers,
but
and we got to see what he was doing against the Colts.
That's why I said what I said about him or even Jalen, because they do add that element.
I think Cordell Patterson would help even more in the, like the receiving game.
I would agree.
Than Jalen, even though Jalen's good in the receiving game too.
Because Cordell, you have to decide how you want to play Cordell in the games defensively.
And Arthur Smith knows how to use him.
Yeah, sometimes he'll use him as the running back. Sometimes use him as a tight end. Sometimes he's splitting him out at receiver, and you're like, bro, that messes with coordinators because you don't know if you're playing him in base or nickel. And if you guess wrong, now you watching him gas you down the middle on a run play. Or you guess wrong, and now you got your big body guys out here, but he's split out talking about to run a route real quick. I like what he brings. That's why we like him over here. You know that. Man.
Yeah, I didn't know he was going to get this much work. Happy to see it, though.
Yeah, I would agree.
He's been taking advantage of it.
I would agree.
He's got to get healthy. He's one of those guys. He's always hurt, though, I swear.
Training camp. Was it last year?
Yeah, just even throughout his career. He's always been a little banged up or so. It's always been a little something.
A Ferrari, man. Ferraris are like, you can't drive these Ferraris every single day. You got to drive the pickup truck. That F-150 is Najee, okay? Built for it tough. You can drive it every single day. Rain, snow, sunshine. These Ferraris, they look great, but can't be driving them all that.
You're always gonna have a wandering eye for something else, though.
It always starts though. It always starts.
Yeah.
It always go crank up. Hold on. was like, oh, he's ready to go, man. And then you go see that, like, dang, is that the range? I kind of like that one. Man, that's kind of nice. You can't try every day,
Yeah,
man.
this truck don't really hit right on a Friday night out on the town. I wouldn't mind something a little more sleek.
But that thing gonna have 250,000 miles on. You be like, bro, how that? Every single time, man. Every single time. So shout out to Naj, man. That's what Naj is, man.
T-Star F says it definitely is a Deke loss. Jinx Deke.
I like the seat comfort today. Yeah, it is all you, Deke. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you.
Yeah. Tough. I'll try to be. I can't even say better in my analysis. I thought my analysis was
spot on,
pretty spot on with how we needed to play the Colts. It's just, we came out flat. Came out not playing good. Shooting ourselves in the foot all over the place. And Anthony Richardson, and here's the thing.
He played better.
I was going to say, like, we can rip, I guess, a little bit on Tomlin and some of our game plan early on, but what did I say? I mean, the problem was we didn't stop the run. I mean, that was the main priority, I thought. You got to stop the run first, but I also feel like whenever Richardson dropped back to pass, the thing was, in my opinion, make him beat you. Make him execute, play in, play out, all the way down the field. And geez, oh man, he looked like prime Tom Brady picking us apart with these little like 9-10 yard hits that he was making in the middle of our zones. I was not expecting that. Yeah,
watching A-Rich, obviously he only played 2.5 series, 3 tops.
Yeah.
I thought number one, he did take what the defense gave him for most of the time. Thought that he did hit a couple of nice throws that you're referring to. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like those look good. That first throw, man. Listen,
hey, good throw, bad decision.
It was a completion, so you chalk it up and you tip your cap. But at the same time, I hate the decision because you're throwing right into cover 3. JPJ has nothing over there except to catch the football, bro. So yes, it was a completion, but I just felt like it was premeditated. I'm throwing the ball there because you got a defender here, JPJ coming outside, and somebody on top of it. But you don't make the play, he gets the explosive. And then the other
I mean, when you throw it like that, there's no defense for it. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I got to give credit to the throw. Hey, you're right. Bad decision and everything. But when you got that arm and you feel like you could pull it off, hell.
Yeah. Hey, my thing is, though, I feel like those type of decisions, though, and that, you got that arm, it's okay, lead into turnovers.
That's why I feel like it might have been better for us if Richardson stayed in. I think we would have got more turnover-worthy type of plays from him as opposed to Flacco.
When you're talking about Flacco versus Rich, the reason why running game was so much more successful for his half was because initially you did have to account for the zone read. You had to account for the pull. And then about midway through the second quarter, they started to realize they're running these same plays with Joe Flacco, but there isn't a pull threat. And they started to just send TJ and Herbig off the edge because they no longer had to worry about the contain. The problem was our pass rush didn't do enough to make Joe get off the spot. So you let Joe sit back here versus zone concepts, he's winning. Then when we did some of the man stuff, we would have some of the blown coverages, and Pittman he was all right. He kind of had a day. It was kind of cool. We bounced back. It'd be like that.
Yeah, our defense was bad.
It'd be like that sometimes. We ain't have our best day. I was a little bit surprised by it, though. I was a little surprised by it.
They had a good stretch or two, like the final series where they sacked Flacco, and I think right before halftime, right after halftime. But outside of that, they were just bad. It was bad defense.
Yeah,
bad. Couldn't stop the run. Flacco converted on like all those third downs in the second half.
Our tackle was pretty bad this week. I ain't gonna hold you.
We
missed a lot of tackles this week. We missed a lot of tackles this week.
CWK has joined the upper room.
Shout out to CWK and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Dondre Giselle says, GP has been having a lot of mental errors lately. What could he be thinking about in game? He's had a lot of focus drops also, and I know you can't blame the game. I know you can't blame the game on one player, but his fumble really blew it.
I'll say this. I don't know. I feel like, man, when you're out there, like, you want to be locked in on every single play. But I ain't gonna lie, man, sometimes you might get distracted. Sometimes you might just be a little chill. GP is younger. He's a young dude, so maybe he be just having more of those mental lapses, and it just happens at very inopportune times. And yeah, I think it's that. I don't know, bro. He's too good to not put him out there, though. He's too good to not give him the ball. But I do agree. You see the issues on occasion.
Yeah, at least this isn't lack of effort stuff, bad body language, him not blocking.
I'm like, yo, I like it. Young guy.
It's I guess you could argue it's close to that, though. It's kind of close to that. Either way, you're hurting your team.
Yeah.
It's just this don't look as bad.
Yeah. El Nunez, don't do that, man. No, not that one. No.
AJ Martinez says, the Deke loss, LOL. I don't ever bet on the Steelers. It's bad luck when I bet.
Ooh.
Guns blazing, riding in the hoopty that leaks oil and backfires. Steelers 18-17.
That's what I'm talking about. He talking about that old school Honda Civic. They got 200,000 miles on it. Then all right, yeah. As long as you got one on, man, that's Najee. It don't always look good, but it's reliable. It's
He also says, Boss saves us again, the land of the boss.
Shout out the boss. Shout out the boss.
Hollywood 931. For God's sakes, when does Minka Ball start? When the refs stop throwing shitty flags. I guess. Yeah, maybe he could play more free when he knows he can play football and hit defenders, make legal tackles, and not have to worry about getting flagged for it. Maybe that's when it starts.
Hey, man, shout out to officials, baby. Shout out to officials.
That was the worst call I've seen in a while, I think. And I've seen a ton. I mean, it seems like I see bad ones every week, but that one, that's got to be top 3. Holy. Dude let up, not helmet to helmet. I don't know what was more textbook than what Minka did, like how you would write it up.
I mean, hey, man.
What's his face?
I
Who was that?
bro.
A.D. Mitchell? Mm-hmm. He got, like, A.D. Mitchell getting scared caused Minka to get a penalty. That's pretty crazy.
I mean, I hear you, bro. I'm with you. I will say, I just think that they kind of let everybody know how they were going to be calling this game on that first roughing the passer. Or unnecessary
you know what? Yeah, I'll say that was a terrible call, too. Like that was a terrible call. We benefited from it, but awful call.
But I feel like when they threw that flag, that kind of told me, if it's close, error on the side of caution. Because you think, then you had the Spencer Anderson and Broderick. Now, granted, they both hit them dudes late.
Yeah, who is that even on? I don't think the announcers even knew.
Either one. Because Spencer Anderson hit the first dude kind of late, and I'm like, Broderick was like egregious. He was like 2-3 steps in, and I'm like, God, dog. And then turned around and told me, so what I do? I'm like, come on, bro, you got to chill. But I just kind of looked at it as like, they're kind of giving you the mindset of, if you are close, man, don't do it. And looking at the play, A.D. Mitchell for certain, alligator arms it. You could slow it down and watch him. He's running, and he's like, I'm not about to do that because I see Minka. The flip side, though, and as much as I love Minka could have definitely avoided him, bro. And not bombed him. And he still didn't bomb him.
He let up.
But what I'm saying is, that was as a player, that's I'm going to still get you, but I'm going to do it in a way that I can still hold my hands up and say, I ain't trying to kill him. I ain't hit him in the head. I ain't do that now. But you still wanted to bang him. And I don't have an issue with it because that's Minka's game, and I love that about Minka. My whole thing is just, you already are seeing how they are calling some of these calls where we're all like, all right.
You don't think it was that bang bang, though?
I'm just saying, knowing the athlete that Minka is, I'm not about to act like Minka can't. That's all I'm saying. If I'm arguing it in the court of law for him, then sure, yeah, he's not athletic enough to do any of that. But this is Minka Fitzpatrick we talking about, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but now we're talking about individual players and what their abilities are, as opposed to just like what's a legal football play.
No, we're not.
What he can do in the confines of the rules.
We're talking about a global issue, which is the onus has always been put on the defender to avoid the offensive player. We saw the same situation with Casey, except what? He actually connected and they threw him out. But the onus has always been on the defender. That's all I'm saying. I don't like the call. I don't like that that's what it is, but let's not act like that's not what it's been, is all I'm saying.
Oh, this was even, it hit a new low. with this one though. It hit
I'm like,
a new
bro,
rock bottom.
how many times do we see these flags come out and it's like, bro, you're flagging that, and it's like, yeah, the defender should have been. He can avoid that. That's on the defender. He should have pulled up. That's on the defender. He should have done it. It's like, so you want the guy to just catch it? Yes. We've already talked about this before. Yes, we had the argument we talked about it last year even at this same stadium. Man, when they throw the ball like that and this guy is actually going to leave his feet and go and he's going full speed to make a play on the ball, what do you do? This was no different. It's on the sideline right here. Hey, what do you do? Do you pull up, allow him to make it? Do you run through him, bomb him? Like, what do you do? It's a bad situation all around, man.
It's crazy to me that he still pulled up, though.
It's bad all around.
He still pulled up. He
for Minka standards, he pulled up. For Minka standards, he pulled up. He still hit the dude, though. That's all I'm saying. Like,
he played football.
I'm with you. He played good football to me.
He played football.
It's good football to me.
He got a flag. It's crazy.
This is the league, though, man.
Absolutely crazy. That's why
it's
an
offensive league, though.
It's a joke.
It's an offensive league. You can't hit quarterbacks too hard. You can't hit receivers too hard.
I do
That's
think
what it is.
These refs probably in particular, though, were taking it to another level because I don't think you're seeing it called like that across the league. I mean, you even heard the expert ref come in and say, I wouldn't have called that.
But he also said he wouldn't have called the pass rush one either.
And that's fine, too, because that was a bad call.
But it's the specific crews. They're not just scattered. It's like, yo, that's the crew. So on that day, you kind of get the flow of what they're going to call, and you have to adapt to that as the player.
Goodell in the NFL needs to talk to this crew and say, these guys are playing football. He's up on the flags.
They get graded every week, and then when we get to the postseason, that's supposed to be the best of the best ones, right? And even in the postseason, we see them dudes make calls. We're like, and that's the best of the best. So, come on, man. You know it's officials, man. It's officials. This is what they do.
Yeah, bad call.
Yeah.
Bad call. Let's see. Mike Mula, we couldn't stop Jay Taylor. Are we ready for Henry?
I felt we got out them in the second half.
Yeah. Let's see what we look like this week. We'll be fine this week. Cowboys got no running game. They're terrible.
You worry about Zeke or Deuce Vaughn and CD Lamb back that joint.
Yeah, geez, man.
I was like, bro, what are we doing? Yo, why you got CD back there?
I told you about that Danny Dimes Neighbors connection, though, huh?
Yeah, that's real.
It's crazy.
That's real. That's real, like real. Shit. I'm like, he's real. Yeah. Whatever you do, Danny's gonna stay there longer because of Neighbors.
I thought he actually played good on Thursday night.
You know what's about to happen? He's gonna be. That's the new Andy Dalton, AJ Green. All right, I got you, baby. You're gonna look great. Just keep throwing it to me. All right, just keep throwing it to me.
I don't think there's a way he keeps his job with the Giants.
If he keeps throwing it to Neighbors, just keep.
I think
they'd
have to make the playoffs. I don't think it's just gonna be like stats based because I think Dimes' stats might end up being pretty good because of Neighbors.
That's what I'm telling you.
At the end of the season.
He's going to have an argument for it, man.
Michael G. Well, back to his question. Are we worried about Henry?
I'll say
no. If
we
keep playing like that, yeah.
There you go. The reason why I was...
If we play like the first 3 weeks, no, not at all.
Very true. Very true. Number one, we do have to tackle a lot better. But the reason why I was saying no, I feel like we fit the run really well. I don't feel like our issues versus the run are gap related. I think it's more just we got to tackle better. We miss a lot of tackles. Now, granted, some of it's been early in the season, so I look at it and I'm just saying it's conditioning for some of these guys. But we miss a lot of tackles. Whereas what y'all saw last night, the first play, that's just a dude missing his gap. I know it looks like sensational and we get like, oh my God, like around the league, oh, it's just scary. But just as a player, you look and you're saying, yeah, the backside linebacker has to get over top. Backside safety have to get over top. In turn, they don't. And you see those are the two guys chasing after him, and you're like, yo, how's he outrunning them? Well, number one, because y'all was taking bad angles, but your eyes were bad. That's what it is with Derrick Henry. The first two games, teams have been fitting up really well. Dallas fitted up bad, and you look at how they were able to have success against Dallas. Buffalo turns around and they have the first play fits it up bad, and then after that they fit it up well. But then it became the war of attrition. They're gonna keep handing it to this man, and now you got big Derrick Henry leaning on these little linebackers, little safeties. It looked the part. We don't have here in Pittsburgh little safety. We got Deshaun Elliott and Minka Fitzpatrick. Deshaun hits like a linebacker. Have y'all seen Deshaun play? Deshaun was balling yesterday.
He's playing awesome.
Deshaun was balling yesterday. That's just our structure defensively is different than Buffalo. So when we're talking about the way that our guys tackle, I feel like we tackle a lot better. I think that we will be in better positioning, in terms of how we fit it up. I would say our linebackers, we need to tackle better. I think that would help us out, though. But I feel a lot better about our group in that sense, just because we are more veteran. We don't have a lot of fitting the run wrong. We typically play the run well. We just got to tackle a lot better. Yes, it was way too many missed tackles, bro. Way too many of them.
Michael G, does this show Alex's worth? Still love Nick.
Well, let's. I don't want to do it like that, because that is gonna make it seem like, it's a Nick Herbig. You ain't play good. Nick still played good. I thought the Nick had some nice rushes. I thought he played the run well. I thought he backside chased really good. I also liked in terms of, oh my goodness, what's the play? It was a couple of plays specifically versus the run that I thought he set like some good edges. I'm like, all right, I need to see more of that. I know the negative people will point was the pass play, which was funny when I saw it happening, and it actually isn't his fault. But he was on the left side, which is typically TJ's side, and TJ was on the right side just for that one play.
We were doing there.
I thought that they were doing it initially because I thought the tight end was over here and they wanted TJ to get a one-on-one to kind of get him going. Unfortunately, they still slid to TJ. TJ had the awkward, get off out of there. And for Herbig, he ended up having to drop in coverage. But the reason why I'm saying it wasn't his fault, it was just cover 3. He was actually good. It was my corner. Yeah, he got to get back, man.
Who was that? Beanie.
It was my corner. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? It's just I would put no names on him, man. But he just gotta get back.
I don't remember who was there. It probably was Beanie.
Hey, don't do me like that, bro.
I'm just assuming.
Hey, look, we just gonna let it be out there. All right, we just got to get back.
He's the young guy.
All right. If you get back, listen. If you get back, we are perfect. If he throws that, you might pick it. But worst case is tackled like it's bang bang, like you're good. But yeah, we just gotta get more depth. So it's stuff like that, that popped up multiple times. But that's kind of how I felt with Herbig. Now, I still feel like Alex Worth is still shown just in the sense of he's another high-level guy that is capable of winning one-on-one. So in a game like how we were talking about yesterday where, who's going to provide a spark? There have been games where Highsmith has provided that spark with TJ out there and sometimes with TJ not out there. So I just look at it and say, man, he's just another valuable asset that you would much rather have on that field with you than sitting on the sideline of street clothes. I don't think that had anything one way or the other to do with Herbig, because Herbig's still young, but I still think Herbig played well. I thought that he was productive, and I thought that he had some nice rushes. It was just one of them days where I think if this is Anthony Richardson, he might have gotten home multiple times, because I don't think that Richardson would have been able to get the ball out on time consistently for 4 quarters. He did it those first couple of series, but that's part of where me and Deke kind of look at him. We're like, as the game would have went on, we think he's either going to start throwing the ball and hitting us in the face with it, or he's going to hold a little bit longer, and now those rushes can get there. Problem was with Flacco, it was always in rhythm. 1, 2, 3, bah. 1, 2, 3, 4, bah, bah. And he never, had enough time to all the way win and get home with it, man. Outside of, I think Cam had the two big sacks in the game or whatever. Beanie had the half on the little on the blitz, but I think he shared that with Cam. But yeah, it just wasn't enough time for them dudes to really create that havoc. And part of that was because of what we were doing secondary wise, man. And like I said, Joe Flacco, no different than Ben. I'm sure if you put Ben out there today and say, yo, you don't have to run, you're not going to get hit, just sit here, read zone, he can still cook the same way Flacco cooked. Because those dudes have seen it enough and they still are high level enough that they can do that part. So with that, it's like you just got to understand that, if you got that guy out there, we have to be even more sharp in our zone concepts, even more sharp in terms of how we look with our eyes and not having eye violations when your guy is running the slant route and your eyes are in the backfield, because, dude's not going to throw it to you. He's going to throw it to that guy on that slant, and now you're chasing him, and it's a 10-yard pickup. Yeah.
How pissed off are Browns people?
Man. I mean, he did win comeback player of the year, bro.
They have to be so mad. They
He
could have
did
got
bring
Flacco
comeback
back
player of the year,
for
bro.
pretty much free, and they're
Man,
paying Deshaun Watson
man,
what, $50 million to be like the worst quarterback in the league.
it's hard out here right now for the Browns. Man. It's hard. Low key though, he was kind of high yesterday. He had some moments. But yeah, I'm not concerned about him yet. Nope.
Donovan LaRue, as bad of a game this was, I honestly feel better about the team with how we fought back. That honestly gave me more confidence on the season, especially at quarterback.
I'm with you.
What would they call that? A moral victory?
Yes. But moral makes it sound like it.
A good loss?
Oh, come on, Deke. Don't do that to us, man. Is there such thing as a good loss? Can we have a good loss? It's like saying it's a bad win.
I don't know about the bad win stuff. Good loss. I don't know. I don't feel that bad. I wish we were 4-0.
Yeah.
I definitely wish we were 4-0.
Spice Creation says she don't
I'm still not happy about a lot of the stuff I saw. But yeah, going forward, there were silver linings that you could take away.
Listen, Spice Creation says she doesn't look for moral victories, okay?
I'm not looking for that either.
Eric Winslow said he gets confused between the two. All right. What's a good loss? What's a bad win? Hurts my head too, man. Steve Anders says good loss for Deke because we all putting this on you. So, yeah, find some comfort in that.
Not a good loss for me. Lost a lot of money. Andre Zell, see me and Deke on the same page. He's too relaxed. I think he's talking about Pickens.
Yeah.
He's buttoning some things up.
Moments like yesterday hopefully will continue to have a positive impact on him. Where now you have multiple things that you can point to on tape for a young fella like him and say, yo, I know you're great. I know you got the potential to be all world, but this is why you have to be more buttoned up because this did cost. This is why you have to be more buttoned up because this did hurt us. It's different when, it's in a victory or, it just, it didn't seem as crazy, but it's like, nah, we can really point to certain things. And yeah, we can't say, yo, this isn't the first time. It's a little bit of a pattern with this game. So yeah, coach handle
that. Judo has joined the upper room.
Shout out to Judo and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Ryan Duran, can we get a shout out for my niece, baby Sophie, born at 22 weeks, fighting for her life in Austin, Texas. Everything is looking promising, though.
Let's go.
Steelers.
Let's go. Shout out to Sophie then, man. Let's get it, baby Sophie. You keep being a rock star at life and welcome to being one of the newest members of Steelers Nation. Shout out to you.
CWK, thank you, Mr. Mez, for all the great content. Is there a concern for the offensive line because of the injuries?
Salute to you, CWK, for consuming said content. And I do have a concern, yeah. Obviously, we want to see Seyumalu back out there, but I still have my concerns or reservations about that, just understanding the nature of the injury. It doesn't feel the best. It doesn't feel the most secure, and knowing how recently he injured it, you still have
What's his injury again?
The pec. Yeah. So you have a higher probability of re-injuring it or potentially making it worse in the sense of tearing it off the bone. Those are some of the things that do concern me with him, just in the sense of what does his quality of play look like. Very similar to when we talked Broderick a couple of weeks ago with his arm bandaged up in the brace, and we're like, well, man, should he not be out there? But it's like, well, who do you want to put out there, right? But then we saw how it would affect him at times, at least from our perspective, watching him try to punch and things like that. So I have my concerns even when Seyumalu comes back early on. What does he look like? But I'm also concerned because the depth that I initially thought I was going to have, the Nate Herbigs, right? Whether it was Nate or if it was going to be Zach Frazier, I no longer have that option. I only have Zach Frazier now. Man, I've lost James Daniels, who's been my highest paid offensive lineman now for the past couple of years. Achilles, I don't even get to see that again this year. That's a major blow to me. As much as I'm a fan of Mason McCormick, as much as I love the valiant effort that Spencer Anderson puts out there, neither one of those guys are James Daniels today. And I think of how that is also not just going to impact what those guys do, but I think of who plays to the right and to the left of James Daniels. Broderick Jones who we've been talking about being a little bit more up and down, but we love the fact that we had a veteran presence next to him to kind of help him out. And Zach Frazier, who's a rookie, playing amazing, but he's still a rookie. So now I'm about to put another rookie or potentially Spencer Anderson stays out there. That concerns me. Yeah, that concerns me because if I'm a defensive guy, I'm going to look and say, man, how do I make these guys, be the consistent one-on-one blockers? How do I get my best players on those two guys? If I'm the Steelers defense, how do I get Cam Hayward lined up one-on-one with Spencer Anderson and Mason McCormick? That's what becomes your mindset. So when you have just one of those players out there, it's a little bit more challenging to isolate that. But when you have multiple dudes, it's like, yo, I can't protect all these guys anymore, man. And that is something that does concern me, man. Now, granted, with Justin Fields, we love the fact his legs and his mobility helps us out in a major way. But, yeah, it's tough to play quarterback. It's tough to run the football if you're going to be under duress each and every week. And right now, just looking at how we are as we currently sit, yeah, I think we're a little light. Man. So that's, my concern.
What a shame.
We went from, man, having an O-line group that we thought was going to be, like, dope as heck in terms of the starters, depth on the back end, and now we sitting here.
We got a whole starting lineup out with
that's
injuries,
what I say. Fautanu, Daniels, Herbig, Seyumalu. Yeah, that's crazy.
Dylan Cook.
Dang, yeah.
If you want to throw a tackle, that's
an
a starting
line,
lineup.
yeah.
You could do Cook, Seyumalu, Herbig.
Yeah. I mean,
Daniels.
We've seen the ripple effect of it as well because now our extra O lineman goes from being Spencer Anderson and went from being Mason McCormick to now is Ryan McCollum. So it's a trickle down for all of these injuries that's happened, man.
And then, Martian says Broderick's been battling an injury the whole year.
Yeah. Like, he took the big brace off. I guess he didn't want to make it obvious no more. But we like, yo, we still, something ain't right. Or at least we hope. Yeah.
AJ Martinez says, the way I turned my children into adults was forcing them to fight me in the front yard. I didn't knock them out, of course, but doing what you have to in order to survive sometimes needs to be taught.
Talk your talk, AJ. Talk your talk. AJ say, yo, just sometimes you got to take them out there and just jab 1-2 times. Pop, pop. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep your hands to yourself. I know we put no hands on nobody. All right, just please. Just had to say that up. Just, there we go.
Maximus, with our O-line being mostly rookies and second-year players, what expectations do you have for them? Does that make Fields a better option, or would having a veteran quarterback Russ be better?
How you feel about it?
I like Fields because of the legs. I mean, we got to see in that preseason game with Russ and how shitty our offensive line was, even though we weren't as banged up at the time. Russ didn't have any time. So I was like, if this is what the line's going to look like, at least throw Fields out there with the legs. But then when we threw Fields out, I'm talking about the Bills game. It was the second preseason game. When we threw Fields out there, he was all erratic with it. Yeah. And I was just like, all right, I guess we got to stick with Russ because he wasn't having any turnover-worthy type of plays. That was just I remember that preseason game. It was, I was like, tank for Shador type of time. Like there. It was
bad. I remember.
Jeez, oh man.
I remember.
The offense was supposed to look a little bit better than this. I know it's preseason, but
it was bad. It was a bad matchup.
But yeah, Fields is, I mean, in my opinion, completely turned the page on that. He's looked great in these regular season games in terms of taking care of the ball, but then also providing the legs and the explosive plays. So, yeah, if anything, I think you lean Fields because of the offensive line. You continue to stick with him.
Yeah, I see it both ways, man. I can definitely see what Deke is saying, and that makes 1,000% sense as well because of the mobility and understand that you might have, just more pressure happening. The flip side that I will say for Russ is I do feel like with him, ball is going to come out faster at times, though, almost like the Joe Flacco effect. Because they've seen so much of it, you're not fooling Russ. You're not going to trick Russ. Russ isn't going to have to, It's like, nah, man, he knows right now, boom, where he's trying to go with that ball. Very similar to what we were seeing with Flacco. In low-key, what we were seeing from Anthony Richardson, that special in that first drive where you're like, yo, why you know where to go with the ball every single time like you actually, know something? I think with Russ, you're still going to have that, and I think that is the counter or the counterbalance to O-line not being the best, you got to get rid of it faster and then pick your spots. Almost like what we see with Cincinnati. They don't try to drop back with Joe Burrow and have these elongated routes every single play. It's like, man, let me get it to Jamar real quick. Let me hit something quick, and now I'm ready to take a shot. Now let me get him getting, on something going across the middle of the field and see if he can make a guy miss. I think that we would treat Russ that way if he was out there behind this group. But with Fields, I think that you still just feel confident that, yeah, if he can be a little bit late on his read, or he can take a little bit, more time to process that, because he has the legs that can buy him time if this doesn't go right. So for me, I think either one could still work. So yeah, I ain't tripping on that. I like it.
Ty Twin, defense played poorly. Najee had no effect on the ground. Fields threw for 300, 3 touchdowns. Somehow he's trash. TJ, no sack. We acting like Cowboys fans with Dak.
Ooh.
What does he mean by that?
Well, you know how it is. Everybody put it on Dak when they lose, even if he.
Who is putting it on Fields? That's my question. Because whoever's putting this on Fields, they don't know ball. They're foolish.
I thought they were saying it was Tomlin saying Tomlin losses more than like on Fields.
Fields played really good. Outside of the fumble, outside of him running out of field goal range and fumbling that, like I can't think of a hiccup that
unless
he had,
they have
or bad, really bad play.
Are predetermined already. Like, yo, I have an issue with Fields, or I'm looking for something to be wrong with Fields. I'm like, that's the only way you're calling him trash up until this point. You have had to already be in your mind, already have it made up. Like, yo, it's nothing he can do. Because if you're just simply watching, that's kind of what my approach has been. Just week to week, no expectation. Let me see what you're gonna do. I don't get how you can look at that and say that's trash. I don't agree.
What about TJ with no sack?
Man, I wish you can get a sack every week, and I think he is capable of it, but sometimes it happens, They did a good job, though. Multiple guys, whether we're talking about the tackle 72, or if you're talking about the different like tight ends they would use to kind of either chip or just be in the C gap area to make him feel a little bit inconvenienced. But yeah, with TJ, yeah, you expect more, and he's definitely be capable of more. So I expect a bounce back game
against Dallas.
I definitely expect a bounce back game, bro. Yeah. Because he's pissed.
Needs to be 2.5 sacks and a strip sack.
He's pissed. I'm sure the same way that, because it was Braden Smith. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. But I'm sure the same way, everybody was probably getting on Joe Alt talking about, hey, man, you was the man until TJ pulled up. TJ's been the man cooking up on folks. Now he's like, hey, man, you ain't get no sack versus the Colts. Oh, it's going with TJ now. So I think for him, he ready to bounce back. He's like, all right, I got something for y'all. So good luck in Dallas. Whoever the Dallas, I ain't even looked to see who the Dallas tackle is. Good luck to him, though.
Greg Yeager, the Najee cope is insane. He was a first rounder, bro.
I ain't tripping on that. I ain't tripping on that at all. All I said was, who show me your alternative. Who is the person that you would have put out there over the past 3.5 years? We can throw out Jalen Warren, but when has he shown that he can? We can throw out Cordell Patterson. He still hasn't done what Najee has done. Show me the guy. Tell me the guy. Saquon, he's already employed. He's already getting paid. I'm not coping. I'm just saying that the production is there. It's not what we want to see always, in the sense of it doesn't make us feel the best. It's not the most exciting. But to act as if it is meaningless or not production, that's where I think, we kind of have the disconnect with Naj.
AJ Martinez, 5'5", you are so right. 2 is leading well, putting his body on the line, taking blame in interviews. He is a guy for sure.
No, facts.
Doing all the right things.
Bro. Yeah.
AJ Martinez, no, I just read that. Ty Twin says, Chiefs receiver, Rashee Rice, getting injured. I feel like this would be perfect time to trade for Adams, close the offensive gap with us and top-tier teams in the AFC. Yeah, maybe just trade for him so Kansas City doesn't get him.
I was about to say Kansas City about to go get somebody.
No, Raiders can't trade him to the Chiefs.
Kansas City is going to get somebody, though. I don't know who they about to get, but they about to go get somebody. Mahomes ain't going out like that. He ain't going out like that. They will get somebody.
What do they even have left then? It's Juju and Worthy.
And Kelsey.
Because Brown's out for the whole year, too, right? He
with the shoulder.
Could maybe come back in the playoffs.
Yeah. Kelsey. Yeah.
Well, let's hope they don't make a trade.
Yeah, because Pacheco's still out too right now.
Yeah. They got Kareem Hunt back, though. So I don't think they're going to miss much of a beat.
I got to see it. It's been a while.
He played good.
I
I
know.
didn't he have like 70 yards or something?
Yeah.
He's an upgrade from that rookie dude, undrafted rookie. What's his name?
Oh, because that's because Edwards-Hilaire's still out right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They put him
I
on,
just think Hunt's their number one now. Whereas they rock with the undrafted dude as their number one on that. What game was that? Was the Sunday night game? Was it the Falcons?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago?
2 weeks ago? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the main storyline.
Mm-hmm.
He ran
Because
but
that was the first game when was Pacheco.
he was just plodding along.
Did Pacheco get hurt that one, or was he already out?
I think it was. Yeah, it was
a
before
week
that.
before that. Yeah.
Yeah, so they prepped with the undrafted dude.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell's his name? Steele, right? Carson Steele. And I think they saw that. They were like, we need a little bit more explosion. So they got Kareem Hunt back.
Yeah, you know what'd be funny? What if they went and got DJ?
Deontay?
Yeah.
The Chiefs?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be funny.
Because I can see it.
DJ's cooking with Dalton.
I'm trying to tell you. And I can see the Panthers being like, bro, we ain't got nothing going on right now. No,
I don't know. I think there's
don't
faith.
you mess up our draft.
I think
Don't you?
there's new
They're going to
faith.
say, don't you mess up our draft pick, DJ.
They
We gotta get you
hung in
out
there
of
with
here,
the
man.
Bengals. It was a close game for most of the game.
Yeah. But don't you mess up our draft stock. They are on that. I can see that.
Or NFC South. What's the status of the division? It might actually be better
It's
than
Tampa,
what we thought.
But it's Tampa and the Saints.
That's actually not a bad division right now.
Actually, the Falcons.
Buccaneers,
yeah,
Falcons, and Saints. And then
Yeah.
Panthers with Dalton aren't a bad team. I don't think there's... I was going to say, because the division's bad, maybe there's hope for them to backdoor winning the division. Like
get
a
more
9
motivation.
and
Yeah.
8 team or
Yeah.
something like that. But, yeah, I don't know if that's happening. Because, yeah, these NFC South teams are actually kind of playing pretty good.
They going to get somebody. I just think that could make a lot of sense for them. I would hate it. I would like it for DJ, though.
I don't want them to get anyone. I mean, they are. They are.
know
Whatever team is trading to the Chiefs,
you know it's gonna happen.
You better be getting
You get a ransom off of it, man.
something crazy in return here.
Please do not give up.
You need to be getting at
quality
least the first round pick.
Thank you. I was about to say, hold them hostage. Do not give the Chiefs no quality player for no nonsense draft. Oh, conditional third.
Yeah, can the league at least come together? All
seriously,
31
man.
teams. We just come together and say we are
want
not
collusion.
giving up any receivers
Yes.
unless we're getting at least a first round pick.
Collude on this, okay? Come together. Put your minds together. We know what that is. He don't need another one. Yeah, but you know that somebody gonna do it. One of these teams gonna be like, yo, why? Yeah,
It's gonna be an NFC team.
that's what I'm trying to like, yo. Because I'm like,
I heard Cooper Kupp.
Absolutely not. No. That's worse than the DJ one. I'd rather you send DJ.
I've
Don't
heard
say
that
Coop.
name being thrown out there. Yeah, I would be disgusted.
Not that one. Please, no. Definitely not that one. He actually catches. And he run routes. And he got yak.
Man, right
that's
now,
a QB.
Juju might be getting some serious PT.
Start him in fantasy this week. What's up?
How about this one from 900 Juice? They could pick up Chase Claypool.
No, he's hurt. He's on IR.
Is he actually hurt?
Yeah, he's on IR. Yeah.
Like whole season hurt, or was it like short term and they just wanted to cut him?
Well, I thought he was hurt. But he could be both. He's been out there before, though, hasn't he? No, he has not.
No, Dolphins.
No, yep.
Bears, Dolphins,
Juju was the one
Bills.
who went out there. Yep.
Pierre Coffey, time for a more stable wide receiver one. Pickens is fired, but lazy footwork and ball security loses games. Example, Buffalo. Don't want to overreact to his overall good game, but also tough to trade with O-line hurt and us owing Bears a fourth. Man, he just threw that Buffalo comment in there, huh?
As I say, man, I don't know what's going on. Why's Buffalo on his mind today? I don't know what's going on, man. Buffalo, hey, they're overrated and washed. All right, I don't even know how in the world they're 3-1 right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm with you, man. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about little Buffalo. No.
Yeah, Pickens he's still wide receiver one.
Yeah,
I mean, CeeDee Lamb had some of these issues
I would agree.
coming up. He's obviously good, but he would have some drops and
Yep.
lapses in plays.
People would complain about
Not
him.
everyone's Justin Jefferson. Not everyone's AB. I mean, so I
It's
think you just
hard
got to
for
take
that,
the good with
yeah.
the bad.
Those are like the 1% of the 1%ers. Like, it's a lot more dudes.
I'm just not viewing you in that category though right now. I'm just not.
But you know,
which
that's
is fine.
But I think that's easy for us. But it's hard when those guys are talking or getting paid as if they are that, because now we expect that from them.
Well, yeah, we'll find out what the contract is with Pickens when that comes around.
Yeah, but you know that's it shifts.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're getting paid $30+ million, this is a different story. Yep. Absolutely. As of right now, we're talking about him. Yeah, third year, still young, still don't want this stuff to be popping up. But you still gave us 7-8 receptions, 100+ yards, helped us get back in this
field flipping play.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
explosives,
big
multiple
plays.
explosives. You low key Justin Fields' favorite target.
We'll take some of the good with the bad, but man, this isn't top 5 type of stuff.
Yeah.
So, should we be paying you top 5? I mean, you might have to, because I mean, who are you going to get to replace him? Unless you know what? Unless you trade him for someone gives you a first round pick, and you draft one of these guys coming out.
You said
take
the
your
Chiefs
chances.
call for a first round?
What?
Chiefs offer a first round? You giving them to him?
No, hell no.
Okay, just check.
Absolutely not.
That's the first round you said though.
No, I'm talking about off season.
All right.
If this stuff still happens and Pickens is asking for $35 million,
yeah,
we can't come to an agreement. Some other teams willing to pay him that. It's almost like the Ayuk situation.
Respect.
It's almost. I don't think we get to that point. But I'm just saying. I think we could replace him. Someone gives us a first round pick. These receivers coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're awesome. Like you look at Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors. I guess to have
Those
a more
top 10s.
I was gonna say to have a more for sure thing, you got to be in the top 10. But even Brian Thomas at 20, and like how good we are at drafting receivers in the second round, even third round. But if we had a pick in the first, I'm sure we'd do well with that too. I'm not trying to trade Pickens. I'm just talking about I guess this is a real hypothetical scenario down the line. If you heard all the context to it of like what would have to go wrong.
I just think if GP keep catching like he catching these down the field passes, man, that number gonna keep going up, bro. That number gonna be high.
It probably will be.
That number gonna be high.
It probably will be, even with some of the stupid stuff. It probably will be. But yeah, after you get paid that, it's like, all right, dude, magically get all that stuff to disappear, please.
Please.
But then how much incentive does he have to get rid of that stuff because now he finally got paid?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I got that FU money.
Yeah, AB. Not common.
Yeah.
Because even despite the money, like he's one of those dudes, just worked his ass off and was just in it for the love of the game.
D-Hop. Yeah. There's not a lot of these dudes that do it like that, but that's why.
You're seeing it with Justin Jefferson now.
Absolutely right.
How Jamar Chase playing without the
man.
contract right now. Balling out.
That boy took an insurance policy out and said, I'm going to still show you I'm that guy. Yeah.
Marco, prove it. You think we needed another Rosie Nix? Put Hayward back there for blocking.
Well, we do sometimes put Connor back there. I just think that they're still, like I said, different styles of blockers. Now, Connor does a good job, though. I will say that. He be surprising me sometimes with how he willing to, like, put his face and defend. I'd be like, yo, respect. I know who your brother is, man. I likes that. But I just think Rosie's a different animal. But also, Connor, his ability to give you more of the athleticism and space and how they can utilize him with some of just the obscure formations for the personnel groupings and how he is able to actually run some routes and stuff. I just think that that's the thing that makes him a little bit more unique or probably a little bit more appealing to Arthur Smith. Whereas, like I said, with Rosie's, that's like true, just he gonna knock something out. But that doesn't necessarily give you the same versatility that Connor does from a receiving standpoint. So they got their pros and cons to him.
Joe Gerbis, 9 to 10 for Najee and 4 for Jalen. Pickens at like 15 to 18.
Everything sounds good except that 15 to 18. You know that ain't enough. Unless you would have paid him that last year. That ain't enough now. That definitely too late for that.
And we couldn't.
Yep.
I don't think he would have taken that. That would have been too low anyway.
It would have been smart to get him early, though. Get him while you're hungry.
Could have tried. I mean, we physically couldn't, though. Nah. Wasn't possible.
Nope.
Coming off of 2 years.
Yeah, that number going to be in the threes, man. It's going to be 30-something.
Yeah, he keeps playing like this. He's going to have good numbers.
It's going to be 30-something. Bro, did you see Justin Fields put that one down on a rope? And my man, he was late handsing.
Like, surprised this ref crew didn't call flag on that.
He was running, but with the late hands, he was like, oh, no. Bop. Now I got you. Like, man, It's pretty fire, man. Like what I'm saying.
I think
like
that was more egregious than the one he got flagged on in that that Atlanta game. Crazy.
I just like it, man.
828 style. Regardless of the outcome, I'm feeling upbeat about this team. I saw some great things after the slow start, and Fields is a boss. Take that red flag from Mike T. It's just unbelievable. They show one replay of that catch, and I'm like, it's a catch. It's a clear catch.
You know what
information is he getting?
What I thought was this. I thought Coach T saw JPJ and I think it was Deshaun Elliott. As soon as the play is blown dead, they're pointing to the ground. And I think he saw that Colts getting ready to go hurry up, and he's like, no, throw the challenge out. But then you look and it's like, bro, it was a catch and it was a first. So it was like, yo, which one is you?
There's got to be someone in a booth
man?
somewhere. Yeah. There's got to be someone that can see that replay just like all of us can on TV and just relay. Yeah. Don't challenge.
But you see them on the field pointing like, yo. And I think he saw them doing that, them getting ready to hurry up. And he's like, yo, let me throw it. But, yeah, it was a terrible challenge, bro. I was like, what are we challenging here, man?
What's the streak at? How many has he messed in a row?
I thought he won one, right? He won that. He won a random one in the preseason, I felt like.
No, I think he lost everyone in the preseason. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, man, I thought he had a random one. I don't know, bro. It's bad. It's pretty bad right now, man. It's pretty dang bad, okay? You know I stand up for Coach T in a lot of areas. When y'all start hollering about them challenges, I'm like, all right, Coach. I ain't got a lot, okay? I'm here. I'm here with you, Coach. Like, yeah. The challenge is, there we go. Spice Grace said, yeah, he did win one. It was just one. But they say preseason don't count.
Did he?
I feel like he won one in the preseason. It was like a meaningless one, though. It was kind of like, we ain't even care about that one all the way. But he did win it. I felt like he did win one. But it was just one.
No one was watching the game anymore?
Yeah, it was like late. It was like weirdo third, fourth. And it was like, you challenging that? Oh, it worked, though. All right, cool.
I want the example because I still don't believe he won one.
I'm going to find out. But yeah, it was definitely, he has what? It's just what? Because I think I remember specifically talking. I was like, oh, all right, got a challenge right. But it was just one. Yeah.
James.
Yeah, see, Leah Warren said the same. Leah Warren said he did win a random one, and I was hyped, but I think he's on a losing streak.
I want the example. I need
the play. Which game
I'm sorry.
It's
I can't just
Bills
take.
Game.
I can't take everyone's word for it.
I gotta find out which game it was, bro. For certain though, it was this year. I was like, it was in the preseason. It was just one though. He got it right. It was like, oh my god, he got the challenge right. Yeah. But other than that though, it's pretty bad though, bro. It's pretty bad. But he has one. Yeah. All right, let me see. Man, somebody in the chat is going to include the story of this successful challenge that he had. But he definitely had one.
See, Leah Warren saying I think it was last season.
No, because he sucked all last season. He didn't win one last season. The streak was like loud last season. He has one this year, bro. It was in the preseason. That one was say it was in the preseason, bro.
All right, I'll read this chat. James, Ida.
Only his challenges can have us feeling like this, man. Jeez.
Moats and Deke, can you guys please explain to me what's happening with Zach and Justin with the bad snaps? I can't figure it out. It's driving me crazy. I want to understand, but I don't. Thanks.
I agree. That makes two of us.
I think there's maybe 3 or 4 people involved, right?
Yeah, especially on that last one. Definitely multiple people potentially at play. I know that first one was Zach stepping on him, Phil's just getting caught. Now it's like the awkward handoff. Yeah, I don't know. I can't quite put my just like who or why it's happening, but we know Justin and Zach are always like, it's something with the communication. I don't know what it is though, because it's not happening every play. I'm like, yo, we could go for 4 quarters and like, yeah, it's gonna happen one time, but why aren't the other times it's happening? I'm like, I know you don't forget what you're like telling them is on, because I'm like, yo, did you forget it was on 2 or something? Like, or was on 1? You thought it was on 2? Like, I don't know for either one of them dudes. But you watch that play, man. You look at Broderick, you look at Mason, you look at Frazier, and look at Fields, and all 4 of them dudes are on their own little page, man. Ball is snapping. We just like, oh, this, yeah. But all 1, 2, 3, well, yeah. Everybody just.
B-Dog says it was a Van Jefferson challenge.
Boom.
But
it was the catch. You remember on the sideline?
Yeah, but he didn't challenge. They called it a no catch, but he didn't challenge. It was a clear catch.
Whoa, no.
It was that the opportunity.
Game. It was that game, though. It was that game. I thought he had an actual challenge that he won, bro. I feel like he had a chance that he won, man.
If we're talking Van Jefferson, it would have been early in the game, too.
No. Chill,
you guys are
chill,
getting your
chill,
timelines
chill,
wrong
chill.
and stuff.
I'm going to find it. I will find it, okay? Since it's 6:19.
Fields should have went 6 for 6 in the first game.
Listen, it's
It was a
6:19,
clear
so
catch.
I'm going to chill, but I'm going to find it. Just know I'm going to find it. It was in this preseason, bro. I'm for certain it was the pre. He won. It was one singular challenge. One singular challenge, man. It wasn't multiple. He won one, though. We're going to find it.
Kajana Haney says, when we win on Sunday night, everyone will be playing black and yellow, and Stephen A. Smith will show up in full Steeler uniform on first take. We are fine.
You know it. Talk your talk. You know how they do.
Stephen A., another shady Steeler fan.
Oh, he be up here. Hey, I feel good about my Steelers.
He is one, but then he also will support the New York teams.
Mm-hmm. My Giants.
He is definitely a Steeler fan, though.
Yeah.
But I don't like that. I mean, you can't do that. Pick a team.
He gonna rock with us though, cause it's Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can't wait to go on the Cowboys.
AJ Martinez, Snoop ain't Steelers. Come on, shady. He at Diddy's.
Oh no. Don't go there. I'm leaving it alone. Just leave it alone.
Let's go. UW says Flacco's 2 TDs put him third all time for passing touchdowns in the regular season against us, behind Brady. Brady is 30, and Charlie Connerly at 29.
Oh, who's Charlie Connerly?
Oh, that Brady stat's ugly. That's terrible.
Especially
how many more
'cause he's not in
games?
the division
How many
too,
more games
bro.
has Flacco played against us versus Brady?
Yeah, that's twice a year. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah,
That's bad.
That's tough. That's tough.
AJ Martinez says it's too late for Russ. How much Fields cost? Huh?
You can't pay him right now. He's on a contract extension.
We don't do that.
Yeah, so we're
Let
gonna
the
have
season play out.
Yep, we're gonna have to. It's either gonna cost us a lot or it's gonna cost us a little. But we're gonna wait and find out. They ain't rushing
I
it.
would actually rather him cost us a lot because
That means he balling.
we have more certainty on him. Yeah.
That means he's balling.
Yeah, if we're talking about paying him a little, then we're probably going to draft a dude to compete with him, I would guess, or bring in someone in free agency.
I would agree. Because a $5 million quarterback isn't above competition. A $10 million quarterback isn't above competition. Hey,
yeah, or even like 15
I was
million,
about to say
whatever
even
it is.
15. Jacoby Brissett probably making something like that. That's you still bringing in competition.
Sam Darnold, they just paid 10,
Yeah.
and then they drafted J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
Now, Sam Darnold, this might be his gig, though.
He's
They
playing
might
well.
need to trade J.J.
He's
McCarthy.
playing well. We're going to find out, man.
Tons of fun. Cowboys up next. Fields is improving. As long as Steelers defense steps back up, they'll be fine.
Respect on that, man. Like you said, man, you got a little bit of a wounded Dallas team coming into town.
Black Hillbilly in 1969 says, sign Fields before the price goes up.
I wish. But like I said, man, we're going to ride this wave, man.
I wouldn't want to, even if it was an option, I wouldn't want to pay him.
You'd rather wait and find out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
We're only 4 games into this.
I'm with you. You pay him
why
after
am I-
4
why am I
and
trying to
everything
break
go
the bank
back.
right now?
Yeah. Now we on the hook after 4 games. No. Let's keep showing us. Keep showing us.
Yeah, you don't want him to get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, all it took was that. Oh, I say less. I'm cool now.
Chris Arkwright, CPAT looks so good. Do we know the extent of his injury? Why does Warren and CPAT make Najee look so bad?
It's not that they make him look bad. It's just the way the defenses are playing those guys specifically. They play too high and play more pass coverages versus them because they are more of passing threats. Whereas with Najee, they know Najee can hurt them if they take that approach. So they try to blitz Najee or try to keep an extra defender in the box. That's the big difference between why you see a little bit more of the explosive runs or at times more just space when Warren or Patterson is running the football versus when Najee has it. Yeah, that's the big thing, man. The thing that will help Najee, though, is if he continues to make plays like he did in the screen game. That 32-yarder, right? That was big. You think about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, man, he makes just the occasional play in the screen game as well. Or the occasional drop-off, and now, so it just makes you have to think about it on occasion, along with Henry is, another whole class when you talk about what he's able to do. But yeah, I think of that, though, with him and why those guys have a little bit more success than Najee on a per-carry basis.
Tons of fun. Shout out to the rough and the passer call on the hit on Fields. Haven't seen one in our favor in a long time.
Hey, man, sometimes it feels good to have a call go your way.
It actually didn't. It's like that bad of a call. You're just like, wow, this is the NFL.
Nah,
Like,
I'm with you, man.
man,
I'm with you.
like we don't deserve this. We're playing bad football. We don't deserve this.
We got bailed out, and I loved it. I'm like, you know what? Great. Yes. Take that sock off the board. I didn't know that it was just going to come back in, another time.
Yeah, it's almost like the precedents they're setting too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this you're capable
like
of calling that on us then at any time, and we got to obviously see the Minka Fitzpatrick play.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I just don't want these type of flags being thrown in football games that I'm watching. Period.
Yeah. But they've definitely shifted the way that defenses could play. We noticed though. That's the part that I'm just like, I hate it. But if this is what it is, we can either complain about it till we blue in the face, or we can make the necessary, adjustments. It's kind of like when they first brought up hitting a receiver in the head and neck, or what we would consider a defensive receiver. It's like, man, we would complain, but now it's like, yo, you better adapt to this thing, otherwise you're gonna be broke and not playing out there on that field. And we're seeing dudes adapt. So like I said, it sucks. I don't like it, but just make some adaptations. Make a little adjustments here and there.
Mike Code says, Mr. Moats, you're the true D guy. What is your take on our scheme?
Oof.
We only had 2 D linemen most of the first half. I'm puzzled on the D schemes for Flacco.
I'm definitely a defensive guy. Yes, I am true on that. Yeah, bro, y'all be heavy-handed with that. All right, man. He says we only had 2 D linemen most of the first half. I don't know what you're implying. Or unless you're talking about the nickel, that's what you got to be talking about there. But actually, man, we were using not just 2 D linemen. Sometimes we'd have Marvin Lee out there as an edge rusher because that was kind of our third dude that we would sub in. So, yeah, we actually would use multiple or more of those guys than just, only having 2 D linemen out there. I think we didn't take off or rotate a ton between Cam and Larry O when we were doing some of the nickel stuff. I thought obviously with base we saw mainly Keanu Benton, but I thought it was more of that than anything. And I'm puzzled on the D schemes for Flacco. So the defense, man, the mindset was for certain play zone concepts, let Anthony Richardson make the mistakes and catch the ones he throws to you. What changed was, like I said, with Flacco, that approach, he was able to pick that apart. So you would see how, even though they're playing a ton of their basic zone concepts, Flacco, not under duress, has the time and the arm to make these throws in these windows. So that was the thing that I thought hurt us. And then we obviously tried to make adjustments and go play a little bit more man-to-man. But that's when we had a couple of blown assignments, along with their receivers were creating some separation. We can't shy away from it, So that was also happening. And I think that was a big reason why we were seeing Flacco have the success that he did have. Now, I think it changes if we're having more pressure on him. I don't think he's able to play as smooth as he played and make the plays or make as many plays as he did. But unfortunately, we did not get the pressure. And that's the name of the game, man. Everybody has to play they part with it, man. But everybody out there is still capable.
Michael G. Nick is cool talking to those shipping 56 out.
Oh, respect. Yeah, I dig that. Because that was when he was talking about do we miss Alex or do we see his worth? Yeah, shout out.
Edgy Martinez says 3 ugly wins, 1 disastrous loss because we beat ourselves. Love and respect to the chat. My love, Michelle, the 5'5", and the freaking Diggler. Let's go Steeler Nation.
Let's go. I like that. Shout out to Michelle and AJ.
S. Dresden, question for Moats. Would you give up a first for DJ Moore?
That's a good question. I just don't like the first. But DJ, yeah, he could work. DJ for certain could work. I just don't like the first.
Little Fields connection.
Man, isn't DJ already under contract though?
Yeah, he's signed for
how many years?
Does
he have like multiple?
It's an extension. Right? Yeah, it was like 25 or something like that. 26.
Yeah, I like the player a lot. I just don't like the first for him. That's my only. How you feel? Is he a first for you?
No.
Like I feel like for the first I should be able to like Deke. Yes. Like I feel like it's certain ones that if I say them, like I feel like it should just spark. I don't know, but and in Chicago too. We don't got to do no. We ain't got to go above and beyond with Chicago.
Yeah, we could probably send him a third.
Come on, man. Conditional at that. Yeah. Make a conditional fourth. I think we can get away with them. Yeah. Or did we burn it? We burn that bridge. They feel
Yeah.
they're like
Fields
between.
keeps this up. Yeah, they're gonna have to cut the lines off.
Yeah, they're like, yo, we ain't messing with y'all no more, man.
Ryan Poles.
Yeah.
Justin Gordon, Pickens is good just as much pay me tape he has. He puts out a lot of don't pay me tape too, or pay me that 18 to 23 million, not the 25 to 30 million plus.
That's fair. That's a young guy. Hopefully for him, he can get closer to that 25-30 range. But right now, I agree.
I'm too saucy for you. He says, what's up, fellas? With these injuries, who are you benching and who do you want to start on offense and defense? Wait, who? What do you mean? Who are we benching? We need to just take whoever's available and put them out there.
Yeah, I'm putting the healthy guys out there right now. We won't have enough. Yeah, I don't think we got enough right now to be doing that. I wish. Yeah, I definitely wish.
Justin Gordon, y'all think we can get off cheap with Pickens?
No, I don't. I don't think so. Unless cheap is like 25.
Yeah, I think you see what he does the rest of the year, and that'll dictate the market. Because 25 right now, that actually might be fairish.
I think 25 you're getting him for a steal, low key, because I think he's worth 35. But I think he's not fully developed into that just yet. But I think that's what he's going to be.
Yeah, I mean the numbers could reflect that this year. They could.
But just even watching the production that he's already having, it's just like. Or actually,
he would need to get. What would he need to get? Like 1,500 for that.
But I was gonna say, I think more so. We got to also be careful because I'm thinking about the Denver game. We know what we saw, but the numbers aren't going to reflect it. Think about Atlanta. We know what we saw, but the numbers aren't going to reflect it.
Yeah.
But I just think
he probably should.
They're going to know,
I don't know what he's got right now. It might be like 250 or something like that. Yeah, he probably should have
his
like
numbers
400.
would be way better. Yeah.
I think Neighbors is like leading the league.
Yeah, Neighbors cooking right now, bro.
Yeah, Pickens got 284. So that could have easily been 400 if it weren't for some of the penalties.
Easily.
Hold on, who's leading the league in receiving right now?
Justin,
I think Neighbors.
or Addison got to be up there too, right? Justin, Addison,
Nico Collins, 489.
Okay.
Neighbors at 386.
Okay.
Juwan Jennings, 364.
Oh yeah. Jennings is high. He high.
Wow.
Purdy cooking with him.
Where's Ayuk at?
He gonna figure it out. He missed a month of football, man. All right.
Pickens is 11th in the league right now.
Let's go.
Yeah, he could easily be top 5.
What's the top 10?
Jaden Reed's at 5, 336.
Give me the top 10.
Top 10 goes Nico Collins, Neighbors, Jennings, Jefferson, Reed, Godwin, CeeDee Lamb, Goddard, and then Jamar Chase at 9, Rashee Rice at 10. Pickens at 11.
Oh, well, he definitely got an open opportunity for 10 then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rice ain't playing
there's not much space between even 5. Jaden Reed's got 336. Pickens at 284, so that's only 50 yards off.
I like it.
Where's Ayuk, though? I don't see him.
Like I said, man.
167.
Ayuk is working
in
his
4
way.
games.
Like I said, he's working his way back, man. He missed a month of football. The only way to get good at football is to play football. The only way to stay good at football
That's still better than all of our other receivers.
This is also true, but not for
Calvin
that price
Austin.
point,
Calvin Austin at 126.
Shout out to Calvin.
Or 125, I'm sorry.
Calvin's playing well, man.
Just one behind Keon Coleman.
Ooh, shout out to Coleman.
Coleman could have some more yards, huh?
Yeah, he's young. You see, he had a couple drops. But he made some plays, though. But he's young. He's just super young.
Oh, man. Speaking of the Bills, this guy's coming at you here. He says, I'm too saucy for you. It says, hashtag overrated Bills. Moats was crying in the car when they lost.
Oh,
LMFAO.
man. There it is. Hey, I can't be crying. We don't have any expectations. We suck. Remember? Come on, man. Quarterback trash. Team trash. Diggs gone, man. I don't even know how we 3-1 right now. All right? I'm just praying for a miracle that maybe the Bills win one more game this year. Trust me.
Marco Pruitt says Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, and Judy are possible trade candidates.
I like Ridley the best out of the group.
Yeah. I didn't even think about Ridley. The Titans just paid him.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's an option. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if they just want to implode the whole thing, sure.
Well, give them tonight because they got aren't they them versus the Dolphins, right?
Yeah, I don't even think I'm turning that one on,
bro. Oh my gosh, why you doing this to me on Monday night? Oh, this is a Thursday night game, man.
The second one is gonna be a good one. Lions, Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tune into that one. One of them ain't gonna be on regular channels though. I'm turning the Fire Stick on. I'll figure it out.
Let's go. UW says career wise, he's around 500 for challenges. He's talking about Tomlin.
Yeah, hey, see, no, he don't lose.
He must have been on a heater then early in his career. It must have been.
I don't remember him winning a ton of challenges when we was out there, but I don't remember him challenging it.
Well, we just didn't care about it. That our
We
the
had
team
AB.
was so good.
It was like,
Defense
we got AB,
was so
we got
good.
Elbow,
Oh,
like,
you're
yeah.
talking about Killer B.
I was
I was
talking
talking
about-
about
yeah, I was like,
like,
yeah.
early.
I know early on, that definitely didn't matter then. Yeah.
Our punter was so bad at that. That was the one thing that stuck out. We couldn't get a good punter. It was crazy. It was insane. Dude was punting 20 yards. Our defense could have even been better, I think. Like, yeah, if we just had a competent punter. We put the defense in the worst spots possible. We'd be giving it to the offensive midfield. It didn't matter because it'd be like 3 and out. That's how good the defense was. But
Historic levels, man. Hey, shout out to you, Youngboy24 as well. He says he had to remind me the Pro Bowl, the Tyler Huntley is playing tonight. I stand
oh wow,
corrected.
okay, that's more interesting than
Yeah.
Skylar Thompson.
Come
at
on,
least.
man. Let the Pro Bowler get out there and cook, man.
Hey, this might be the one for
Versus
them.
Will
Though. Like,
Levis.
if it doesn't go well for Dolphins and Huntley, they maybe this is the one where they make the trade.
The Waddle trade?
No,
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
I'm
saying,
saying,
trade
yeah,
for a quarterback.
yeah.
I'll be interested in that.
Yeah.
828 style. I think the Colts use some of Diddy's baby oil because we missed too many tackles.
Yo. Yeah.
We'll bounce back next week. I'm a believer. One game is not end game.
You seen how Jamar Chase responded, all right? Like, yo, you got to just chill, man, all right? Y'all got to chill. And, yeah, Tom J, not the extra version. Come on, man, not that one. That's the good kind. Dang. Yeah. We definitely got to tackle a lot better, though. Like I said, it's been going on for a couple weeks. I've been kind of just like, all right, man, we're going to be all right. You know, it's early. Yes, we do got to tackle better, though. Because there is a ton of extra yardage being had out there solely because our guys just falling off, man. But I do like the fact we are getting to the ball. So there are some positives in that, but you definitely, like, we got to make sure we're tackling a lot better. Those are the two things that get you beat the fastest in this league: missed tackles and missed assignments, right? Missed assignments / mental errors, whatever you want to call them. That and missing tackles at this level, you lose because it's going to equate to points. And we unfortunately saw that on multiple occasions, even this past game.
Marco Prove It is suggesting Stream East for you if you want to
watch
multiple games.
Listen. Don't be talking about some of this awesomeness that happens on the internet. We don't know anything about that type of, site. Just, pay for everything, okay? Just, do it the right way. Don't you go up there and watch no fights. Don't you go up there and watch no games. Don't you go up there and watch any of that page. Don't you do that, all right? I don't care if it's a UFC fight coming up. Don't you go on that street. Don't you do it now, okay, Deke? Don't you step off of that. I'm sending a good message out there, all right? Stay off of it. Just leave it to the others. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate you with that. Yeah, we don't know nothing about nothing, all right? We don't use none of that. Yeah.
That's the last of the super chats for the day.
Let's get it. Shout out to X Concepts. Lord. All right, that part. Yeah, Jay Farrell, that part. Yep. All right. So, with that being the case, I like it. And it's perfect time. 6:37. It's great. Y'all are hilarious. God, y'all are hilarious, man. Purity 6. Yo, come on, man. We're going to get it by before we get kicked off, okay? But anyways, shout out to y'all. Deke, what you got left on the back end for him? I know we back in here tomorrow, man. What you got for him? Anything?
Held a pit, and here we go, Steelers.
There it is. Well, with that being the case, y'all hit that like button one final time. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember that JMU did put up 63 points this week. This is most points scored in 2 consecutive weeks in program history. Just want to throw that out there. So shout out to my JMU Dukes, all right? But with that being the case, we will holler at you. And until next time, baby.
Peace.